Evening all. Live chat 150 coming to you from Brooks's Bass Corner here in London, here in the UK. It's a bit of a nippy Sunday, I have to say, but nothing compared to what some of you folks over in the US have got. I've been watching your weather. Good Lord. Yes, wrap up warm, folks. Stay home. Don't go anywhere. Here in the UK, it's not quite that bad. We've had some patches of cold weather, but I can feel it in my fingers. It's a bit nippity. It's been wet outside most of today. In fact, most of the last couple of days. So yeah, feeling a bit cold. Anyway, enough of that. It's Sunday, isn't it? 6 o'clock. It's live chat time. Come on in. We're talking bass guitars, bass amps, bass effects, great bass players, albums with great bass playing on, cleaning and maintenance of your basses. You got any problems with your gear? Looking to do something with your playing? Maybe trying to build a pedal board? Maybe you're at NAMM. Maybe we've got some people watching who are at NAMM. So tonight's live chat we're talking about, are there any products that have been unveiled at NAMM 2026 that have caught your eye, caught your interest, and maybe you're thinking, wouldn't mind getting hold of that piece of gear or that pedal or that bass, or go and try that amp, or to try some of the new innovations that are there. But if you've seen anything on all the social media footage and stuff that sort of takes your fancy, let us know. Put your comments and questions, of course, in the live chat window. Press send and it'll appear here, and then we can respond to it. Visog, good to see you. Westfort, good to see you too. I hope you're on the mend now. I know we've been talking this afternoon, but I forgot to even ask you. Sorry. Been busy getting videos out. But I hope you're well, and you're visiting London shortly. Looking forward to seeing you. So if you don't know, I had a couple of gig vlogs go up over the past couple of days. One today, one I think it was Tuesday. Yeah, it must have been Tuesday because I was out the day after. I will put links in here. So if you haven't seen them, or you've just not been watching the channel, that's all good. So this is a gig vlog I did with a Queen tribute last April at the Excel Centre here in London. So that one went up on Tuesday. So if you want to check that out, feel free. I think it's about 12 minutes long. And then I've put another one up today in the past couple of hours. So this is all the backlog of material that I recorded last year and just didn't get time to put up. So now there is time and it's going up. So that's the way that works. So this is the Uncle Funk Decades of Dance. Not the same as Disco Inferno. This is pretty much dance music from the mid to late 70s through to the current day. This was a show we did last year in Bishop Stortford, and I've been editing that up the past couple of days and put it up on the channel a couple of hours ago. So if you haven't had a chance to see it, there you go. The links are there. Leo, I'm all fine. No more pain from the operation. Good. That's what we like. And your wrist is all fine. There we go. You see? Excellent. Super stuff. He's on the mend, folks. He's on the mend. So if you've not been here on one of my live chats before, or probably haven't even frequented a live chat on any other channel, come on in. You're amongst friends. We don't do religion. We don't do politics. Keep those at the door. If you come on and you're aggressive, rude, nasty, obnoxious, sweary, want to undertake some bullying, you're not welcome here. So if you do all of that sort of thing and you think it's a bit of a laugh, you'll probably get one message in and then I'll bomb you out. So that's how we roll here. So the live chats, this is the video window. If you're on the mobile app, the live chat window is directly below. If you're on the desktop version, it's that way. There's young Zuma, my mate. We've been doing Duran videos. It's great. It's great. Leo, what's a good price to sell your Retroglide? I can't help you on that part. We've had this discussion before. We'll talk about that offline. Keep that off the chat. We'll talk about that in the socials. Yeah, there we are, Zoom. I hope you've got a cold frothy one. Although where you are, it's 10 o'clock in the morning, so maybe not. Hey. So as I say, if you're here on the live chat, if you're on the mobile app, directly below the video window. If you're on the desktop, it's that way. You'll see all the messages there sort of piling in. At the bottom, you'll see a rectangle. It says chat or comment. Put your cursor or insertion point in there. Type your message, whether it's a question or just a bit of idle chat. It's all fine. It's all good. Press send. It appear here in the chat window, and then we can respond to it. Next to that sort of chat box, you'll see an emoji icon. So feel free to give the emoji icon an absolute pummeling. It helps to push the video through the YouTube algorithm, as does the thumbs up. I'm getting them in early today, folks. So if you're watching currently, or even if you're watching after the event, you might be watching this in 2030 or 2035, please give the video a thumbs up. It helps. It drives the video through the YouTube algorithm. Most important thing you guys can do for me, for the channel, for the videos here on the channel, please give them a thumbs up. It really helps. Michael Anthony, good to see you. Yes, so please give them a thumbs up. And then next to the emoji icon, Electric Low End, I can see you too. Next to the emoji icon, you'll see a rectangle with a dollar symbol in. That's Super Chat. Allows you to make a contribution to the channel if you wish to do so. You don't have to. The videos are free to watch. The channel is free to get involved with, although there might be some changes to that over the coming months. We'll see how things pan out. I'm looking at the membership scheme again and trying to see what I can do there to help me and the channel, but also to help you find folks who watch Brooks's Bass Corner. But if you want to help the channel financially, you can do it. It's very much gratefully received. Everything you see on the channel, everything that brings the live chats to you, the videos, everything, the microphones, the stands, the leads, the cables, the lights, all of that, the basses, the amps, the effects, the cleaning materials, all the stuff when I'm filming, doing the gig vlogs and all that gets paid for. We don't get any of it for free. So if you want to help the channel, Super Chat is the way to do that, or buying the merch, or buying the affiliate through the affiliate links, which are in the description box, which I will now explain. So this is the video window. Directly below, there should be a row of icons. You've got a thumbs up and a thumbs down. Please give the video a thumbs up if you can. It doesn't cost anything to you. It's literally a tap of your phone screen or a click on your mouse. That's all it is. But it helps to push the video through the algorithm. If you would do that for me, I'd be greatly appreciative. If you're going to give it a thumbs down, please leave a message in the comments section, not in the live chat, but in the comments section below. Tell me what you don't like or what isn't working for you, and then I can try and make things better. If I don't know what the problem is, I can't fix it. That's how that works. Next to the thumbs up and thumbs down, you'll find a share arrow, so you can share this video and any of the other videos here on Brooks's Bass Corner out to social media, on email, or via websites. There's also a watch later facility, and you'll see the little icon for that. And then next to that, you'll see a love heart with a dollar symbol in. That's called Super Thanks, which works exactly the same as Super Chat. Super Chat is on the live chats. Super Thanks exists on every single video here on the channel. So if you're watching, for example, one of my workshop videos, and I do something, I set a bass up or I clean it or do something, and you suddenly thought, I didn't know that. That's really helpful. I'd like to say thank you. You can hit that Super Thanks button, donate to the channel. That's how it works. Underneath the row of icons, you've then got the description box. In there, from tomorrow, you'll find timestamps for this video. So I set up timestamps, which basically tells you what we're talking about, and they go to the specific time points in the video. So if you haven't got 3 hours to watch a live chat or however long we run for tonight, you can click on those timestamps in the description box, but they also tally up with the red timeline that exists across the video. When you put your cursor over the play or pause button and you see the time, there's a red line, which is the timeline. And in that, you'll see loads of little notches from midday tomorrow. And that's where the timestamps correlate in relation to where they exist in the video. So again, if you don't want to watch the whole video, you can jump through the different sections using the timestamps or the timeline. After that, in the description box, you'll find Brooks's Bass Corner merch links. There you can wear or you can buy t-shirts like that. They're in the merch store. We have a UK and Europe store and a US and worldwide store. There's currently a 20% off discount. So again, you want to help the channel. If you want to buy merch, that will help the channel. We don't get the full value of the product you're buying. We get sort of a commission. So I think on like a £25 t-shirt, I think I get about £7 or £8 or $7 or $8. It changes all the time. But anyway, there's 20% off at the moment. There are 2 links in the description box, one for Europe and UK, one for US and worldwide. There's about 170 items in there, 15 different designs. please, by all means, go and check it out. There are caps, t-shirts, hoodies. I've got the hoodie on, haven't I? Of course I've got the hoodie on. Mouse mats, which we have here. There are phone cases. There are laptop cases, iPad cases, leisure wear, loads of stuff. Anyway, if you want to check that out, links are in description box. After that, you'll find affiliate links for the Bass Centre here in the UK, Top Cashback and VidIQ. And then after that, we have affiliate links with Amazon and THOMANN. So if you've got any bass related purchases you're thinking about, maybe a new bass, cab, amp, combo, pedals, leads, straps, gig bags, cases, strings, cleaning materials, the whole shebang. If there's something bass related you're thinking of buying, if you find it either on Amazon or THOMANN, please use the links in the description box. It will take you through to our storefronts on those retailers. Find your item, go through with the purchase, and then the channel receives a small commission. It's not a huge amount unless you're spending hundreds of pounds, but we get a small amount, and all those small commissions add up into a bigger amount, and then it helps the channel. After that, in the description box, you will find social media links. You'll find some Facebook, Instagram, Be Real, Reddit, Quora, Discord, and TikTok. There we go. People are flooding in, aren't they? Of course. Of course. Let's see who we've got here. Leo, we've done that. There's Zuma. We've done that as well. Our video's doing rather well, isn't it, Zuma? I think we're 650 views since Thursday night. That's not bad. Not bad in my book. I think that's pretty good. And I'm absolutely overjoyed at the amount of comments we're getting. I think the new video, which went up on Thursdays, had something like 130 comments. So if you pick the right topic, folks, people comment. I don't get that level of commenting on my videos. Lord knows I'm obviously doing the wrong thing. Zuma, hot pour over coffee, but don't tempt me. Very good. Michael Anthony, hello everyone. Liked, hyped and subscribed. You're a good man. Well done. There's Electric Low End. Hope you're on the mend, fella. Zuma, glad to hear. Rick Rob, what are you about? Bass fishing? No. Bass guitars? I think if I stand out of the way, that'll probably give you an idea. We're talking guitars, man. Bass guitars, not bass fishing. Bass fishing. If you want bass fishing, you'll have to go find some other channels, I'm afraid. Michael Anthony, wait a minute. I don't see how to hype. Stacey, if you're out there, remind us, how do we find the hype facility? Because I keep trying to do this with the videos on Zuma's channel, and I can't see that hype button. So, but that could be because I'm a collaborator. But there we are. Bill Derbyshire, good to see you. Electric Low End, sad news from the Low End household. Oh no, your dad's in hospital currently with a broken spine. Good Lord. A couple of days ago, he found out that he has cancer in his spine. Oh, Electric Low End, I'm very sorry. You know how to deal a hammer blow, don't you? Whew. Yeah. Folks, enjoy your time. Make the most of every day. I'd say that, and I feel like I should do it myself sometimes. Some days I've got so many things all going on all at once. I don't follow my own advice. I should. Send him our best wishes, my friend, and I hope. Cancer of the spine. I mean, goodness. I'm hoping they can do something for him. My thoughts are with you. That's horrible. Sorry. Good Lord. And in January, at the start of a year. You throw me a curveball there. Thinking of you. Thinking of you. Promise. Bill Derbyshire. Yeah, there we are. Dave Lewis, the new Sire Marcus Miller bass guitars look great. I haven't checked them out yet. Over the next couple of days, I will do some research on what has come out at NAMM. I've been a little busy the past couple of days getting videos done, and I haven't kind of been checking in on all the socials. I kind of get a bit bored of seeing lots of people doing the same social posts on the same products, and it snowballs. I can't take it all in. It's an avalanche of information. So I will partake in a bit of a NAMM roundup. Probably tomorrow. Yeah, Electric Low End, good Lord. I don't know what to say. You've caught me on the hop there. Zuma, we're moving forward. We are. I can only imagine Rio will slay. Yeah. Yes, I don't know when we're going to do that. You want to do a couple of your own videos, don't you? So let these two do their thing for a week or two, and then we'll look at getting Rio done. Michael Anthony, usually the hype button shares the space with the comment line, but it's not there. Do you know what? It could be YouTube have removed it. I don't think the take up of that facility has been particularly groundbreaking. And the fact that when I was watching the various YouTube educational channels and they were talking about the hype thing, and they were saying you can a video can get huge number of hypes, but it doesn't guarantee that it will push it any further up the rankings in terms of being put forward on people's feed as a suggested video. And if it doesn't do that, then kind of you have to ask, well, what's the point? But so I'm not entirely sure of the mechanics in the system and the algorithm of what that's meant to do. We just got told by YouTube and the educators, advise your supporters and subscribers to hype your videos, but we will see. Stacey, Rio will be massive. I hope so. I hope so. I mean, I'm really pleased with, I'm sure Zuma's pleased as well with how these videos are going. They're not huge numbers. We're not talking Mr. Beast, are we? But they're a lot of fun to do. It's lovely to do it, and doing it with Zuma, because we're peas from the same pod. We can talk about this stuff for hours. If we end up going into the nitty gritty of these albums, which is a suggestion we've put forward, once we've done the sort of the whole lot, if we do the whole lot, we could probably do like 2-hour chats. We could do live chats for it, Zoom, couldn't we? We could, and we could do a double, both of us on camera, if we do it via the YouTube mobile app. So there's a possibility of that. That might be a good thing, actually. That'd generate a few views on your channel, wouldn't it? Yeah, Dave Lewis, do you go through that selling shit every time you go live? Oh, if you want to come on here, be rude, go find another channel, frankly. I'll tell you what, we'll just put you on a little timeout, shall we, Dave? And you can calm yourself down. Leo, seems there is loads of sad news this year. Your uncle has been also found out his bladder cancer. Leo, oh my. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry. What is going on in the world at the moment? It's just, it ain't great, is it, at the moment? I'm sorry. I'm thinking of you too, I tell you. Guys, best wishes going out to you both. Electric Lowen, thank you. I don't want to bring bad news. Get it off your chest. Better that than sit there stewing on it. You got to get this off your chest. There you go. Your support is received and appreciated. I will be asking you every week what the updates are. Zuma, views and such are just the icing on the cake. We do have a blast. We do. Westfort, we're here for you. Yep, and you, Leo. You know, how old's your uncle? I don't know. Is it your brother's brother or your mum's brother? Stacey, hyping is available in the menu below the screen. I think that might be on the mobile version, but that's fine. There we are. So, as I say, the topic of conversation tonight, anything you've seen from NAMM? Socials are flooded with it. Instagram's full of it. TikTok's full of it. Facebook's full of it. YouTube's full of it. Anything that's particularly caught your eye? Young Gareth and I have had numerous chats about various things. There's the Cliff Burton Aria SB. I don't know if it's a signature model or it's just designed based on his previous Aria SB usage. Let me open up our chat so I can have a look what we were talking about. I see Ernie Ball have announced tape wound bass strings, which I already thought they were doing those, but clearly not. Let's have a look here. I'm going through our chat, young Gareth. A Music Man also have the new session bassist as part of their Sterling range. Sterling by Music Man. And it's very sad to hear the death of the Scorpions bassist, Francis. I don't know how to pronounce his surname. Is it Buchholz? Francis Buchholz? 71. That's no age, is it? Come on. What's going on? 2026. You're not covering yourself in particularly a lot of glory at the moment. It feels like 10 years ago in 2016 when every day it felt like there were famous musicians and actors and celebrities all passing away on a constant stream, and that was quite depressing. Aguilar got some new gear out. They got their new optimizer and compressor pedals out in a new width format, wide. They do normal pedals, so they then go to micro pedals, which is a good move, and now they go on to full-blown wide pedals, which I'm not sure. I mean, some of the comments I've seen on forums has been a bit derogatory of that size format, so we'll see how they do. And they've also got a new combo, which is, I think, a 210, kind of looking a bit like an Ampeg old school sort of unit. Can't say it particularly appeals to me. The Aria, sorry, I had my dinner very close to going live this evening. The Aria is the SBCLB, Cliff Burton signature bass, and that's been launched at NAMM. There we are. There we are. So if there's anything you've seen, I mean, God, there is so much gear there this year. If there's anything you've seen, anything taking your interest, let's talk about it. Stacy says it's a scroll through menu. We're talking about the hype button. Leo, he's your great uncle, 80 years old. That's tough. That's tough. Well, look, I hope they can do something for him. So let's see what happens over the next couple of weeks. Hey, Michael Anthony, Nux is a little known brand, quite well known over here for their Melvin Lee Davis preamp pedal. Coming out with impressive things. You bought a Nux Looper pedal. I saw that come out from a store here, going out of business. Not bad. There we are. Yeah. There's Gareth Harrison. Good to see you, sir. Stacey wishing Westfort's great uncle good wishes. Bill Derbyshire, new Aguilar 210 combos. Take it. Oh, you like the look of that? Okay. It looks like it's a 210 combo with old vintage styling and a tone hammer head in it. I'll be honest, Bill, the visuals aren't doing it for me. But it kind of does fall in line with the general. They're not in, are they? You think they're in, but they're not. With the general Aguilar presentation, which is kind of vintagey, kind of old school, modern, but not too modern. So, yeah, I guess it sort of carries on in that vein. Are you going to go and check one out? Are you thinking of buying one, Bill? Leo, it's the most early stage. He had an operation a week ago, but did not go really well, apparently. Okie dokes. Bill, you're pretty vintage yourself. Well, I didn't. It's not for me to say, Bill. I'm not. Yeah. If that's the way you wish to be described, then so be it. But yeah. I wouldn't go that far, Bill. But there we are. So yes, anything you've seen particularly that's taking your attention? Let's have a quick look on BassChat, because they've got about 4 or 5 pages of stuff in there that people have been sort of flagging as stuff worth looking at. New stuff at NAMM. Here we go. Let's have a quick scroll through here. So someone comprised a list at the start. ANDERTONS and bass director of NAMM 2026 list. Okay, Ibanez have got some new models. There's the Dingwall Sol, which I don't see that much about, actually. Maybe a lot of the companies will go through all their footage and stuff they've filmed while they're there this week, and then they'll start putting all the shorts and the long form content out this week. There's a Court GB short scale, new 2026 Stingrays, which I think were the gold models, new Ashdown gear, the UK made RBMs, Gensler lightweight cabs. Aguilar had some stuff. Then there's the Boss GX1B, a new Tech 21 Sonsamp programmable bass driver. I did see that. And the new Geddy Lee Amalgamation signature chorus. Even though Geddy Lee isn't particularly well known for using chorus, but there we are. The new Quad Cortex Mini, the Walrus Audio Mantle analog bass preamp, the EHX Electro Harmonics interface pedal, Casio Dimension shifter. We've done the Aguilar stuff. Then there's some Korg products, the Chaos Pad 5 effects pad, the micro audio interfaces, and the Electro 7 keyboard. Okay, the Ibanez mode basses. Let's see, I'm just scrolling through what people are talking about here. So there's the 50th anniversary Stingrays in gold, 2 different types of gold, to be fair. There is a YouTube video here. I will just get the link for you fine folks and stick that in the chat so you can have a look. There we are. You want to check those out? Oh, there's some messages there. Leo, let's cheer up and talk bass. Yes, quite. Okay. But I'm sensitive to you and Electric Low End's predicament. So, yeah. Gareth, the visuals don't do it for me either. And plus, I'd rather have a separate head so you can swap cabs rather than a combo. It might well be that that head can be taken out and it might be transferable with other amps, which is what the Hartke ones used to do. But they were screwed in like they were in a rack. But I don't know. I haven't even seen any of this stuff yet, so hard to talk about it. Bill Derbyshire, you're interested and you'll look at one when possible. I'm sure you'll venture forth to Bass Direct soon. Zuma, the Black Star debut bass combo is one you'd like to try. It's more of a practice amp. Okay, I haven't got that far in the list, but we will see. There's a new Ernie Ball Dark Grey 2 basses. So again, here's another video for you. I never kind of got on board with the whole dark grey thing. I think if you like that sound, you like the dark glass thing, then that's fab. But yeah, never thought it was something, and certainly in the bands and projects I play, and it wouldn't really have much relevance. But oh, that's music to my ears, Stacey Ann. Excellent. Well, that's just made my day. After some bad news, there's the sunshine. Super. Yay. Thank you for that little update. Fabulous. Oh, and more Music Man stuff. So the 2026 Stingray... They're not in, are they? Really? Do better, Mike. Do better. The Music Man 2026 Stingray Special Collection. You're trying to rush through it, man. That's why you're tripping yourself up. So putting these links in for you to check out. Okay, is that all? That might be all the Music Man stuff. And there we've got some Ashdown stuff. So yeah, amps and cabs, all new, UK made. I've got some links here. I can share these with you. This is for the Ashdown stuff. Yeah, we mentioned the Ernie Ball tape wounds. Well done, Gaz. So that link there is for the Ashdown stuff. There's the Ibanez. They've got a new Iceman bass in black. White binding? Cream binding. Looks cream. Yeah. Sorry, I've got too many windows open. Something was making a noise and I had to try and find where it was. Of course. So that's the Ibanez Iceman. They've also got the new... Oh, we did that. What is that? That is the SR1320SB. Again, I feel like I'm just copying stuff straight off of BassChat, but it saves you guys having to go and trawl through the various topics to try and find all this stuff. Spectre had some new stuff, of course. Oh, let's just save this. I know this is a riveting watch for you folks, but there we are. Oh, and the one-of-a-kind 50th anniversary custom bass by Spectre. So that is here. Okay. Good Lord. Let's have a look. Anything else I've missed here? Michael Tobias Design, MTDs. A load of new finishes and it sounds like roasted maple necks as well. It's the Gensler stuff when we get there. Evening, Keith. Good to see you. We're just rattling through new products from NAMM. So here's a load of the Aguilar stuff. I'm just copying links here. But it means you guys don't have to go looking across loads of manufacturers' websites. If I can round it all up for you, then that's what we'll do. Go. So we're talking the Aguilar Optimizer, which is their octave pedal, and the TLC compressor. And I think there was another item there. Ah, yeah, here we go. Here's that combo. Oh, yeah, I'm not sure you can. Yeah, you might not be able to chop and change that amplifier if there was a problem. Because it doesn't look like any other tone hammers I've seen, but I could be wrong. Here we go. Keith, Laney have a new Nathan East DB Pre pedal. Yes, I saw that. I saw a clip of it the other day. Is talking of which, you cubed me straight up there, Keith. Very good. Cube me straight up. You line them up, Keith. I'll knock them in. There we go. What else we got here? Sadowski had a limited edition 2026 bass. It's quite pricey, I've heard. 8,000 quid. And the Metroline special edition, 4,300. Yeah, not for the those of you holding on to your pennies at the moment, that's for sure. Anything there catching people's attention? Keith saying hello. Gaz, do I have any tips for muting when using a pick? Let me get to the end of this section and I'll come back to that. Let's have a look. On to page 3. Trickfish are doing pickups. Okay, there's another Ernie Ball video from the show. That gold is not really doing it for me, I'll be honest. We're rounding up the NAMM 2026 new releases here, folks. If you're wondering what we're doing. That's Ashdown. That's the Ernie Ball thing. Okay. Page 4. There's a lot of chat. Spectre's stuff here. There's the Doug Wimbish aged Euro. And they're also re-releasing the SB1, which is the original Spectre bass. So there's the Spectre video. Marcus Miller. And some new sires. We will just round this up. Okay, it doesn't look like that's a video for Aria, but it is photos. There'll be more of that stuff. We'll round it up again next week. I'm sure there'll be tons of footage and content out this week, folks. Right, young Gareth, do I have any tips for muting when using a pick? I do, and if anyone else has some, feel free to contribute here. Yes, any tips for muting when using a pick? Well, generally, you can use the side of your hand, which is Stacey Ann. Super chat, isn't it? Thank you very much. Bless your heart. Thank you. Appreciate it. I need to go in and add that. Thank you. Here we are. Close that. There we are. Thank you very much. Outstanding. Well done. Oh, I can't see that. There we go. Ah, I know why, because you've done it on the mobile chat, so I need to go across to that. Give me a moment. That's there. Thank you very much. I just need to open. Too many windows here, Mike. Getting yourself all confused. Right. Come on, YouTube. You're taking too long here. I've got a super chat to say thank you for. There we go. There we are. Thank you very much, Stacey. Much appreciated, as always. Gareth, Newcliffe Burton Aria SB. Mentioned that one a little further up on the list. So yes, when you're picking, you can use the sort of fleshy part of your hand to just sit across the strings. And it's a bit like thumb placement on the pickup and then playing across the strings with your thumb anchored. You can do the same thing with that fleshy part of your hand and just rest it against the strings. So when back in the 60s, when people used to play their basses high up with a pick, so the mic's in the way, you could rest your hand across the strings, and then as things changed and people wanted a bright string tone, they stopped muting the strings with the side of the hand and would play, kind of change their hand positioning so the palm wasn't resting against the strings. But that's kind of what you want to be doing. The other thing is it's how your fretting hand mutes the strings as well, as you're probably finding if coming to the pick is a relatively new thing for you instead of playing fingers and with your thumb. You want to stifle all that extra resonance. And when you're playing with a pick, you can be more precise, but the force in the downstrokes and the upstrokes can make other strings resonate. So you've got to kind of in your head get to a point where you automatically go on autopilot as to whether you're going to mute the strings with the side of your hand or you're going to use your fingers. Obviously, you can use fret wraps as well. You can use string mutes, as we've talked about before. Give me 2 seconds. mentioned this before. This is the Thump by Groove Gear. It just sits across your strings, but the problem is it takes so much of the tone out that it really does end up being very old school with not a lot of resonance, not a lot of string character. But you might want to just check it out. I mean, these are about 20 quid. You might find that works for you. But yeah, just generally, it's a combination of using that fleshy part of your palm. That's why it's called palm muting, and what your left-hand fretting fingers are doing. But it's a practice thing. What you will find is any amount of damping is going to affect the performance of that string and how the note blooms. So if you're palm muting, you'll find it's a much more deadened sound, a deadened tone. You may find, and I know there have been bass players that have done this, where they kind of mute the string as they initially hit it, and then kind of they move their palm off the string. But the problem with that is you then start to you risk sort of string noise from the skin of your hand moving off. But it's a practice thing. It's a practice thing. So if you're just finding us here, it's coming out 6:45. It's Brooks's Bass Corner. It's live chat 150. 150 of these. I can't believe it. 150 live chats we've done, not including the impromptu ones. If you add those in, we're over 200 easily. But you're very welcome. We're talking bass players, bass gear, bass amps, bass guitars, bass effects, strings, cleaning materials, stuff at NAMM. That's what we're talking about tonight. You want to talk about any great bass players, the albums they're on, feel free. Zuma and I have a lovely series going on at the moment, talking about John Taylor and Duran. We're going through all the albums one by one. Gareth, new Only Ball bass noodle mute. I did see, yeah, we talked about this on one of the live chats a couple of weeks ago. They're quite cheap. But yeah. Oh, have you bought one, have you? You find the same with the Nordy mute. Yeah, the thing with Nordy Mute, they've now come out with, if you go to Bass Direct, they come out with some different ones with different thicknesses of the foam, which is meant to change how the if you like, the note tone is affected. Ariel, good to see you. All these mutes do different things. I know loads of session players have different chunks of foam, of different thicknesses, different materials. I say foam, not all foam is the same. And if they go to a session, if they open up their bass case or in their bag or whatever, they'll have like 3 or 4 different mutes because they're all going to have different properties to them. Vault Minds, you're a neuroscientist and a psychologist, expert in decoding dark social minds. Do we have the topic of discussion related to it? Not on this channel, my friend. We're talking bass guitars, bass players. We're talking about the new gear that's at NAMM. At the moment, today, we might have some people watching this who are at NAMM at this very moment. But no, we're not talking neuroscience or psychology or decoding dark social minds. So I think you may have found the wrong channel. Not sure why you've been led here, but that's the YouTube algorithm for you. But if you want to talk bass guitars and bass players, you're in the right place. Otherwise, you're not. So what's the tale with the pick playing, Gaz? Is that something you've just started doing or something you're doing for this new project, the Bowie thing? What's the story? Let me know. Where are we? There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Just check how we're doing on the analytics. That's all good. Thank you very much. We've had, oh my word, 250 views. Thank you very much for joining in. Thanks for joining us on a Sunday. It's regular. We're here every Sunday from 6. I think there's 1 or 2 over the next couple of months when we're not here on a Sunday, where we'll be doing the Saturday instead. But yeah, Stream Health, let's just check that. We are, all Stream Health is healthy and excellent. That's what we want. Very good. So if you are watching from NAMM, maybe you're there right now, feel free to say hello. Feel free to get involved in the chat. Let us know what products are catching your attention. Let us know who you're rubbing shoulders with. I did see Mike Dirnt of Green Day had a huge list of fans the other day. He was doing a signing. I think that was yesterday. But there was a huge long queue of people to see him, which is good. Good to see. But I wasn't aware that NAMM was open to fans. I wasn't aware that was a thing. Unless they do need people coming through the doors and buying tickets. I don't know. I did get a load of emails, actually, since Christmas and New Year from various companies in the US trying to sell me, because I'm a creator here on YouTube, a list of the attendees and exhibitors. And I had to pay close to $2,000 for the privilege of that list. Forget it. That's not happening. You're sending your emails to the wrong person. I won't be paying you £2,000 for that. You can forget it. Leo, hello from NAMM. Just yeah, I know you're not in NAMM. Very good. Very good. So how cold is it where you are, Stacey? It's probably warmed up a bit from when you told me this morning, but what's the current state of play out there? Gareth, mainly a finger player, used to pick sparingly, but just want to improve your pick playing as it's one of your weak points. Okay. I tell you, one of the things really helped my pick playing. So back in 2018, when I did a 2-month tour with an Oasis tribute whose bass player had died, I'd always played Oasis stuff with fingers. And the thing is, the bass players they've had have done a mixture of fingers and pick. So I learnt the set with fingers, and then I learnt the set with pick. And it was amazing how different and how much adjustment I had to make for my fretting hand by playing in those 2 different styles. So whether you like Oasis material or not, Gaz, take that, because if you know that material, and you've probably played quite a bit of it, but you know, listening to it, these are familiar songs, play them with your fingers and then learn to play them with a pick. And doing that, I found by the end of that 2-month cycle of shows that my pick playing had come on leaps and bounds to what it was before. My first thing with picks was when I did Green Day. I did a Green Day tribute between 2005 and late 2007. And I had to learn to play a pick. Mike Dirnt's playing is fabulous if you want to learn how to play with a pick. But all these things, pick out your favourite pick players, but don't try and do Bobby Vega. Not from the start. You've got to learn the basics of playing with a pick. Stu Clayton does a really good book. And I think he probably has a course on Bassline Publishing on his YouTube channel about playing with a pick. And it's all good stuff. But if you can find stuff that you're familiar with, and if the bassist plays those songs with a pick, it's a good way of, because you've got the visuals to watch on YouTube. But also, if that song and that player is known for it being a picking song, you've got all the points of reference there. If you're trying to learn a pick part, and back in the old days before we had YouTube, back in the days in the 70s, you just learnt by ear and you would try and get an approximation of what you were doing. But now there's so much visual help that, something like Oasis, something like The Jam, Green Day, all these things, they're relatively easy to pick up the basics of what the player is playing. And then if you approximate it with a pick, you're going to get there, and then you can build on it. But the basic building blocks of pick playing aren't that tricky, really. but you will find your own way through it, and you'll find what works for you. But as with fingerstyle, as with slap, not all players that use that technique sound the same. The technique isn't the same. There's so many different sort of variations of fingerstyle, variations of slapping, variations of tapping. Pick playing's no different. But find what works for you. It's 1 degree where Stacey is. You told me the other week it was 24. But then where you are has complete polar opposites of temperature, down to -4 tonight. Long John's on for you then. 95% chance of rain paired with a -4. Oh, it's going to be snow and ice tomorrow, isn't it? You might be working from home. Gareth, technically NAMM is trade only, but you can go online and buy tickets, and not many checks are done, so members of the public have been buying them. Yeah, I bet they have. Oh, well. Oh, well. Bill Derbyshire, you started bass as a pick player. I'm not sure when or why I moved to finger playing. Now you struggle to use one. Yeah, I only ever used it because I had to. Like with the Mike Dirnt thing, you couldn't really do Green Day at the speed some of that goes at as a finger player. And it was having the look, having the sound. It was a tribute band. What were we going to do? You know, you're going to play with picks. But then when I stopped doing that, I don't really remember using a pick for anything until I did the Oasis stuff. And I'd done a couple of shows for them before 2018, but they were just one-off dep shows. It wasn't like a continuous run of gigs. When their bass player died and I was suddenly doing 2 months of it, it was like, I need to be able to do this, or most of this, with a pick. Musa, good to see you. Welcome. We're talking bass guitars and bass players. But once I was doing that run, and it was quite a number of shows. It was 2 gigs a week, every week for 8 weeks. It might have been 9 weeks, actually. And I thought, well, I know that, like, as I say, the various bass players that have been Oasis, some of them play with picks, some play with fingers, some play with both. And I thought, well, I could just go into it and just do fingerstyle, but some of these songs really, the attitude of playing them requires a pick. And that's what I did. So that's what I did. But then again, I left that and then didn't use a pick for a couple of months, then fell into a bunch of Queen tributes, which are a mixture of pick and fingerstyle, and away you go. So now I always have I've got a little, it's right here, funnily enough. I have a small case when I find it. So small I can't find it. I think it's this. So I have 2, one with the bulk of my picks, and then I have a second one. That's the bulk. So see if you can, it's all loaded in there. Loads of them, loads of different ones. And then I have a separate one, which is just the picks that I use for doing Queen. And I keep that on top of the amp during the gig. Usually put 5 or 6 in my back pocket. And I just go with that. And when we end a fingerstyle song, about to start one with a pick, like Under Pressure, Hammer to Fall, just put my hand in my pocket, pull a pick out, and away we go. Musa, pick definitely has a very different sound. Very good. Beatles don't sound quite right without one. Well, again, it was all tape-wound strings back then, so yeah, the pick is what gives you that little attack at the start of the notes. So yeah, a lot of people who play McCartney do well if they're going to, play with a pick a lot of the time. Because not too many occasions you'll see Paul McCartney playing with his fingers on a bass, that's for sure. But then he's also a very natty guitar player as well. So, he's very adept with a pick, of course. So there we are. It's coming up to 7 o'clock here in London town, here in the UK. This is Live Chat 150 here on Brooks's Bass Corner. Come on in. We're talking bass guitars, bass amps, bass gear, bass effects, strings, maintenance, great bass players. If you want to contribute to the chat, put your insertion point in the chat comment box at the bottom of the live chat. Type away, press send, it'll appear here, and then we can comment on it. And if you've got gear problems or playing problems, or you just want to ask a question, feel free, and then we'll all try and help you out. He's a good drummer too, Mr. McCartney. He's a good to everything, let's be fair. He's very good. Did we see the Nathan East pre from Laney? Yes, we did. Sean, good to see you. Thank you very much. $5 super sticker. Bless your heart. Very good. Sound work, sir. Sound work. Yes, the Nathan East pre. The thing that I know Nathan personally, but he keeps coming out with signature things. And I would be interested to know, bearing in mind he's a studio legend and all his gear has EQ. So at what point does the extensive EQ on his bass and the extensive EQ on his amps need another DI preamp with EQ on? I'm guessing that the principle is if you're going into studio or you're doing IEM playing without backline, you could just use the pedal. I get it. It's also an endorsement thing. So he's being paid for his name to be attached to it, which is fine. These guys have to make a living somehow. But yeah, if they come out and they say it's geared towards people using IEMs without needing amps, that's great. But if you had your amp rig and your bass that's both have got extensive EQ capabilities, what do you then need a pedal with EQ on? But then the same thing, I use a Aguilar Tone Hammer DI pedal. There's loads of EQ on that. To be fair, I don't kick it in very often. The only time might be if I'm going between slap and fingerstyle, or when we're doing the Decades Dance show that I was talking about earlier, if I need like a thicker kind of sub bass sound, which some of those dance tracks require, I might use that unit to provide that rather than have to bend down and start fiddling with controls or changing stuff on the bass. But there we go. Musa, everything's at 12. Well, this is it, isn't it? It's like, at what point do you stop fiddling with the EQ? Personally, I like to deal with my EQ on my bass. I don't want to have to be doing it with pedals and fiddling around with the amp. Very often, when I'm using amplification, I don't change the EQ all that much. There might be a little bit of top-end sizzle if I need that for slapping. Or I might thicken the sort of low mid-range, especially if I'm doing a Queen show, because I want that sound to travel. I don't want it just to be lots of bottom end or, I hate lots of bottom end, lots of top end, nothing in between. You lose the meat of your sound. But I'd always rather do that on the bass if I can, if that's at all possible. Hard to please guy. You like Nathan's hot dogs? I'm sure you do. Is he aware of this? Gareth, yes, we did. 3-2. 3-2. Yes, indeed. Musa, the dual input for upright is nice. Yes. Not dissimilar to what EBS do on their Stanley Clarke pedal, to be fair. Do I pedal pedals? Only if there's a lot of pedaling to be done. I can pedal pedals if you wish to pedal. Do you see where I'm going with this? Zuma, Prince would not approve of using EQ in both places. Very true. Hard to please. Your EQ is 58. I've got 74. So, yeah. Gareth, there are some clips of McCartney playing upright, and he's not bad at it. I bet he's pretty good. But again, he hasn't had to do it very often. And I'm not up on Paul McCartney's solo albums, to be fair. Does he ever do any on there? I'm guessing not. I don't know. I'm not a huge McCartney fan. Look, the man is legendary. He's written huge songs that will last way past, what he did with the Beatles is like a musical songbook, But as a bass player, fabulous and all that, it's like my thing with Led Zeppelin. I came along in a different era, which is why I love Queen, but Led Zeppelin just doesn't do anything for me. It's kind of the same with McCartney, and I know people of my age and younger who, Beatles is like the gods, and I totally get it. And I've played loads of Beatles songs over the years, but it just doesn't fire me up. Just doesn't. And yet I know other people who sit there and they listen to a Beatles song and they're being floods of tears. It's not my thing. Hard to please. Where in New Jersey are you from? I'm not. I'm in London. We're in London. You know that. You've been on these live chats before. You know we're in London in the UK. You know that. You know that. Come on. You like Ralph McTell and Richard Thompson? We've had this discussion. We did. I think you came on last week's chat. Exactly. But we're in London. And if we're talking Ralph McTell, we have to do the sketch, don't we? So I need to find the link. Although YouTube tends to take it down quite regularly. Let's see if I can just find it. Those who know will know. But they do tend to take it away often. And you have to find it on another platform. And I haven't really got time to go into my Facebook feed to try and find it. I think it's generally because of copyright it gets taken down. Yeah, if anyone has a link to the Ralph McTell sketch, please email it to me, brooksysbasscorner@gmail.com. It would be most welcome. You're sorry you have Alzheimer's. You're 81. Are you? I thought you were younger than that. That's all right. If you have Alzheimer's, I will rescind my comments. Richard Thompson is a double bass playing legend, of course. Okay, I didn't know that. Sorry. All I see on YouTube is your YouTube handle. I have no idea where people are. I don't know how old they are. I don't know medical history. So just, yeah, my bad. You look younger. Very good. I don't see, you haven't got a graphic. You don't have a profile picture. All I've got is a letter, which is H, which is the first letter of your handle. So I can't see any of that. Very good. Musa, really nice to meet you. Never seen your channel before. Thank you very much. But I'd love to have to go to rehearsal now. Okay, have a great evening. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining in. Hope you're well. Have a great rehearsal. Enjoy yourself. Put your earplugs in. Save your hearing. Very good. Enjoy. Enjoy. Where are we there? Just checking everything's all going through. Yeah, that's all looking good. That's looking good too, which is good to see. Grand. Yeah, cool. You predated graphics, wowzers. Yeah, I think I probably did too, a bit. I'm a 72 vintage. Of course. There we are. No, hang on, there's a message there. What's that saying? Ah, right, okay. We're back in. So if anyone's seen anything on the various feeds and content from NAMM, anything's taken your interest, caught your attention, let us know. There's plenty of new stuff, that's for sure. Although I have to say, watching some, I was indeed born in 72, Todd Jones. Yes, sir. It didn't seem like a very busy NAMM in terms of the hustle and bustle. And I said this last year, and I think the year before as well. I don't want to say that show's dying, but it does look like it's just not as busy as it once was. That could be the COVID effect. And people just, because I know loads of people went from the magazine. I look much older. Blimey. You're full of compliments, aren't you? Jacob, hey buddy, start panting like dog. You got one more message in you before I block you. So make your next one a good one. Todd, you're from 72 as well. Very good, sir. Well done. Yeah, we had loads of people from bass player and bass guitar magazine went to NAMM for that January 2020 show, and loads of them came back not feeling very well. And I think there's a few people who counted their blessings that they didn't catch what was going round or got a very minor strain of it. But I didn't go. I've never been to NAMM. I was always happy to go if the mag was paying, but they never were, and they always sent my editor and one of the guys from the office. Might have been two, actually. But not really my thing, if I'm honest. I don't want to go round a conference centre, and it's not just bass, it's every musical instrument is there. It'd just be a din. It'd fry your brain. I'm quite happy attending from this side of the pond and watching what happens and then going on people's content feeds. I look much older, do I? I'm not taking my hat off because I haven't got any hair product in, but that's nice of you to say. I'm 53. Gareth, anyone born before the 4th of September 98 is older than Google. Scary, isn't it? Scary, scary, scary. There we are. So, what's everyone up to gig-wise at the moment? Everyone out playing? It's very quiet here. Very quiet. I was meant to be doing a gig this Wednesday, and when I checked in with the band leader on Thursday, I said, we okay for next Wednesday? He hadn't told me. He said, oh no, the client never went through with the booking. So it's a good job I checked. I said, were you going to tell me? Because I still had it in the diary that we were going ahead. He said, oh no, the client didn't go through with the booking. He said, I was just asking if you were available to do it. I said, well, you made it sound like the gig was happening. But no, clearly not. Hard to play. It's funny, I play all sorts of stringed instruments, but never had any affinity for the bass. In fact, I used to turn off the bass on your old stereo. What do you make of that? I find it quite odd that you're hanging out on a bass live chat and you have no affinity with bass. But that's fine. I'm assuming you're here for the comedy, the witty repartee, and the conversation. But if we're talking about basses and bass guitars and bass players, we're probably not the sort of subject you want to partake in. But there we are. Todd Jones, you turned the bass up. Good man. There we go. Gareth Harrison, don't they call it Namthax? What are we talking about? Oh, yes. Yeah, probably. But yeah, I remember my editor coming back from that NAMM, and I remember him being concerned. And I couldn't put my finger on it because at that point, you know, this mystery virus that was over in China wasn't coming here anytime soon. Little did we know. And yeah, I remember him going, God, I don't feel good. And actually, there were a few people who kind of wrote for the magazine, went there on their own backs and paid for their own flights and hotels and everything else. And everyone pretty much came back going, oh, I don't feel good. Got this horrible cold, can't shift it. Head feels funny. Sinuses are all, chest feels like it's about to explode. And it was like, oh, God. But, yeah, there we are. Hard to believe that was 6 years ago. Hey, Leo, you gigged over the overnight. I gigged the overnight. It was great. Do you mean last night? Is that what you mean? Hard to please. Well, you're a nice guy. I didn't realise you were the bass guy because the name on top was blocked by the colour. Don't know what you mean there. I am the bass guy, aren't I? That's what I'm becoming known as, the bass guy. And people don't recognise me if I don't have a cap on, which is bizarre. I only started wearing a cap to cover up the rosacea on my forehead when it flares up. But there we are. Oh, you meant the other night. Very good. Hey, what did you think of that Genesis gig I sent you? The Wembley Stadium, 87. Was that to your liking? Hard to play. Can you sing Mr. Bassman? No, I'll get a copyright claim and a copyright strike potentially. We don't do We don't do performance. The only performance you'll see on this channel is in the videos I put up, and I'm very careful to edit so that there's minimal vocal. So we hopefully, fingers crossed, don't get any copyright claims. Just like the video I put up today, the gig vlog, which is this from an Uncle Funk's Decades of Dance show we did last year. Wes thought you loved that Genesis Live. I thought you might. Back in their heyday. 87, I think. I could be wrong. I think that is the final night from that tour. Because they did 4 nights at Wembley, and I think that one's from the last one. If it's not, it's obviously from that run of 4. But yeah, outstanding show. What a singer. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Have a blessed day. Pleasure. Take it easy. Look after yourself, young man. Have a good week. Cheers, everyone. Have a good Sunday, wherever you may be. Gareth, you did a gig in a care home this afternoon, and how did it go, young man? And what material did you play? And was it just you, or a band, or a duo, or what was the setup? Let me know. And I hope the audience were appreciative. Right. Well, I have to say that Premier League table looks a little better. There we go. It is 7:15 here on Brooks's Bass Corner. Live chat 150. Coming from London town here in the UK. Hope you're all well. Hope you're having a good week. Hope your bass playing's going great. If you were out gigging last night, let us know where you went. Where were you? Who were you playing with? What basses went with you? Come on in. We're talking bass guitars, bass players. Taylor, hey, this looks great. We're talking bass guitars, bass players, not bass fishing. We get a lot of that. Just let them play. Correct. Gareth, use your Jack Cassidy with a Trace Elf. Isn't that a great amp? Lovely. And a TC 2x8. No pedals needed. That sounds ideal, mate. So is it a duo? Are you playing with another guitar player? Or is it a little band? What's the deal? Taylor, I thought you were talking football. No, I did very briefly. I did very briefly. We're a bass channel. Bass guitars. Look behind me. That kind of gives the game away. But we were discussing the very briefly the Manu versus. I'm going to put them in with super glue one day. I tell you. We were discussing the Manu versus Arsenal game. You're off. Okay, no worries. But well, you can hang around if you want to talk bass guitars. It's all good. We're a good watch. We're a friendly bunch. Gareth, acoustic trio. Excellent. Playing a mixture of folk. Is that folk in folk songs? American folk and country. Very good. Very good. And did the people in the retirement home enjoy it? They sing along? They clap along, maybe. Let me know. Anyone wondering what's happened to the bass demos that I've been promising for weeks? They are there. They're ready to go, but I've had to clear sort of the backlog of the gig vlog videos. I wanted them out of the way. They've been on my mind for months. And so the demos will be appearing very shortly. I'm trying to finish off all the outstanding gig vlogs. Actually, I've got a list here. 1, 2, 3, 4, They got another. Get that right. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4. Well, there's kind of 5, but there might be 4. Actually, say that the other way. 6. There's 6, maybe 5. I need to go back through the footage on one of them, see if there's enough to make a video out of it. Next 2 weeks, I think those will all be clear. But I'm going to try and mix it up, put some demos in the release schedule as well. So keep watching. They will be appearing. What's this? Ariane Shoulder play. No, we don't do plays, I'm afraid. We don't. It's not a performance channel, I'm afraid. We talk bass guitars, bass players, famous bass players, gear, that sort of thing. We don't. It's not a performance channel, I'm afraid. Stacey, bet the care home love what you play, especially the country stuff. Do you find the early country music is a big hit there? Do you do this often, Gaz, or is this like a one-off now and again? WT Player looking great today. I don't know who you are. You've just sort of fallen into my live chat. Looking great today. Very good. It went down rather well, Gaz. Very good. Okay, good. And you got any more? Are they any more booked in? Is this a regular thing? You're going to be doing this every Sunday? Maybe you already do it every Sunday. I don't know. How long do you play for? I'm always sort of curious to know how long the sort of older audience can take of live performance, but I guess if it's going well, then they're probably happy for you to do as long as you can. Am I a professional musician? Yes. 31 years professional, but I've been playing 39 years. Yeah, I do. This is my job. My YouTube is the bit on the side. Although the way it's going at the moment, the YouTube is becoming the job and the gigging's becoming the bit on the side. It's very quiet at the moment, gig-wise. But once we get into the spring, it all starts to liven up. If anyone's watched the gig vlogs, you want to comment on them? Anything you enjoyed, anything you didn't like, let me know. Taylor, John Lennon played some of the very first metal bass lines in mainstream. Is that right? I don't know. There's stuff on the White Album that's very raucous, to be fair. But that's probably a lesser known fact. I think people are more invested in the John Lennon canon of material that he wrote and sang and performed on. But I mean, there is stuff on the White Album that's very in your face, if we can put it that way. But again, I'm not a huge Beatles fan. I wouldn't be able to categorically tell you if that's the case or not. Someone else more knowledgeable on John Lennon and the Beatles? Stacey, I would think they wouldn't want you all to leave, Gareth. Maybe he's still there, Stacey. Maybe he's serving dinner. See, I have a vision of Ricky Gervais in Derek now. And this could go one of two ways, really. And probably not the way Gareth wants it to go. What's my favourite music? Do you mean my favourite bands or do you mean favourite genre? If you want my favourite bands and performers, that's easy. Favourite genre? I like lots of stuff. Yes, Stacey, Derek, exactly. Anything. Favourite bands? Queen, Duran, Prince, Level 42, Chic, Earth, Wind and Fire, Dan Reed Network, Toto, James Brown. I mean, if I start rattling off every band I like, we'll probably be here till next Friday. But there's loads of stuff I like. I'm a big rock, pop, soul, funk player. Not that big a fan of jazz, although there's certain performers and artists and bands that I like, but I don't play jazz. and I don't play metal. Never have, probably never will. Never get asked, have never had to do it. So yeah, very 80s. I was born in 72. The 80s were my thing. How old were you then? No, in the 80s, at the start of the 80s, I was 7. And by the end of the 80s, I was 17. Of course, 10 years later. I did say Prince. I'm a big Prince fan. Saw him twice. Love Sexy tour at Wembley Arena in London in '88, and then saw him on the Nude tour. In fact, I think I saw him the last night that he did at Wembley, which was also the same night that the Rolling Stones were playing at Wembley Stadium down the road. And that was, 1990. Right, 72 tells everything. It was a good year. Prince doesn't quite fit into that line, does it? What do you mean? I don't know what you're implying. Prince and James Brown, right? Earth, Wind and Fire and Chic. Dan Reed Network. Motown. Like Toto and Genesis. I've got a wide taste, mate. I like a lot of different stuff. It is 7:25 here in London. This is Live Chat 150 here on Brooks's Bass Corner. We're talking bass guitars, bass amp. Martin Blix, good to see you. You saw Prince on Love Sexy Talk Wembley Arena too. Was great, wasn't it? Just changed my outlook on music. So much so I went and bought every album the following day. My list was too fast for you. It is all right. Yeah. Yes. Love Sexy at Wembley. Now, wasn't that a thing? Did you have your mind blown just as I did, Martin? I remember being very close to one of the speakers in the corner. It took weeks for my hearing to come back. It was so loud. But the show was off the charts. Absolutely off the charts. I couldn't actually believe on the night I saw it, I couldn't believe what I'd just seen. And I've recalled this story multiple times. My cousin and my mate Jamie, who I still play with, who's a drummer, all three of us were in a row. And I remember looking at them when they got to the halfway point, when they changed the set and there was like a 15-minute break. And I looked at them, both of them, their jaws were open as because they, like me, couldn't believe what they'd just seen and heard. Martin, loved Dan Reed Network back in the day. Yeah, must go back, have a listen again. I've got the 3 studio albums right there. There is a really great double live album as well. Now, since they came back in 2012 or whatever, I don't think the material is even a patch on the original stuff. But such is life. There we go. Prince is the GOAT, in your opinion. I couldn't disagree. I think it's outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. I'm very lucky. I've interviewed Ida Nielsen, who's one of Prince's bass players, and Larry Graham. And I've had extensive chats with them both about the man. Musician, dancer, songwriter, the whole. He had everything. He had everything. But sadly no longer with us. 10 years this year. I can't believe that. I wrote his obituary actually for Bass Guitar magazine. That was hard. That wasn't the easiest one I've had to write, that's for sure. But it's all good. It's all good. If you've got any questions, folks, on bass gear, bass players, albums with great bass playing on, If you're at NAMM, let us know where you are. Let us know what you're doing. Let us know who you're seeing. Let us know what gear you're looking at. You heard from his death watching a baseball game. I was in a restaurant having a meal with a bass playing colleague on my way to a gig. And it flashed up on Sky News as we were eating our meal. And it completely threw me. The gig, I can't even remember a thing about the gig. Yeah, but there were so many performers and artists who were dying in that period from 2015 through to the end of 2016. It was like every day. It felt like in the magazine we almost had an obituary column every month because it was just relentless. There was some week, actually some months, some issues I did 2 or more. And then I think there was even a month where we had 3. It was chronic, just madness. But Billy Sheehan said to me at the time, he said, we're in a very rich vein of entertainment. And the problem is all those people who were big in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, look at it, we're back then, 30, 40, 50 years back. Now we're another 10 years on. So it's not surprising. It's not surprising. In April in Atlanta, that's right. And Bowie and Lemmy and Glenn Fry, and we lost George Michael that year, and bass player wise Victor Bailey and Greg Lake, and it was constant. Bowie was just 10 years, yes, and Glenn Fry. Glenn Fry was a week after Bowie. Was it? Or was it a couple of days? I can't remember. It was a blur that time, such a blur to me. I was gigging relentlessly. And it was just every day you didn't want to wake up. You didn't know who'd be on the news that they'd passed away. Quite a scary time. And little did we know COVID wasn't that far around the corner. Crazy times. Crazy times. Anyway, we plough on. We plough on. So, what gigs have people got coming up? Any of you out gigging as we sort of come out of this dark, dank January winter month? What have you got coming up? What's on the gig radars? I've picked up a couple of Queen gigs in March, which is good news. But other than that, there's just not a lot really going on at the moment. Some venues are just running 1 gig a week at the moment here in London. Not doing their regular sort of lineup of gigs. Hard times, hard times. Taylor, Queen are on stage still. Kind of on hiatus at the moment. Adam Lambert is busy doing other things. As far as I can tell, Queen are going to do, at the moment, the way it looks is that they're going to do sort of one-off things and things that aren't necessarily, continental tours. Doesn't mean they won't, but nothing has been announced. I've had no insight from Neil Fairclough, and I don't expect him to give me any. But nothing has been announced that they won't. But I think as time goes on and Brian and Roger get older, I'm guessing it's less likely. But Brian has a thing where he just doesn't particularly enjoy being away from home for great lengths of time. And I can't blame him for that at his age. So maybe small jaunts might be a thing, but then how do you put on the big production that they do when it costs so much to run it if you're only going to do a small number of dates? I don't know. The Queen organisation will announce future engagements, I guess, if there are any, but who knows? Who knows? Stacey, you may have said Maurice White. Oh, God, yes, I forgot. Yes, that was around that same time, wasn't it? Glenn Fry, Maurice White, Bowie, Lemmy. It was all within a couple of weeks of each other. It's a crazy time. They are younger than the Stones. Yeah, they are, but you know, if you're 78, as Brian May is, you know, it's the aches and pains. And he had that medical situation a couple of years ago, the mini stroke thing. And he probably doesn't want to be away from home if he's getting to that point where things might be tricky, you know. No one, I'm assuming, Taylor, you're in America. You won't know who I'm referring to when I say Tommy Cooper. But Tommy Cooper was a comedian over here in the UK, and he died on stage in 1984. Brits in the entertainment industry. We like to work as hard and for as long as we can, but no one wants to be the next Tommy Cooper who dies on stage. So, you know, that's a thing no one really wants. No, I Queen another 25 years on stage. No, that's not going to be a thing. I know you're just kidding. It's fine. It's all good. It's all good. So, has anyone still got any Christmas present money? You might have received a gift from a family member over Christmas. You got some money burning a hole in your pocket. Maybe looking at a new bass, new pedal, new amp, strings, accessories. If you have, if we can offer any help or advice, feel free to ask. Taylor, Bernie Eccleston is in his mid-90s. Still busy, yeah, but he's not part of Formula One anymore, is he? I don't know. I'm not a Formula One fan, but Stacey, oh my word, didn't realise Rod Temperton passed away in 2016. Yes, he was a musical dynamo. Yeah, yes, he did. Taylor, travelling a lot. Bernie was at a ski event in Kitzbühel this weekend. The Wimbledon of skiing, yeah. Yeah. Well, he's doing a bit of travelling, isn't he? Yeah. I actually sat behind him at an Eric Clapton concert in 2017. Nathan East got me and Martin Sims some freebie guest pass tickets and stuck us in the same section that Bernie Eccleston was. He's a small chap. he he wasn't. I didn't have to look over his head with too much difficulty, you know. But yeah, I've got a photo somewhere on my hard drive. I thought, well, this one, I would take that. There he was, sat right in front of me in the guest section. So, how's the Sunday live chats working for everyone? Is it working better than the Tuesday nights? I've not asked for any feedback on this, but now we're a couple of weeks in. Is this working a little better for you? Taylor, he lives on a farm in Brazil now, as far as I know. He's a kid, 85 years his junior. So, good Lord. It's better for you. Yes. Yes, because you're not at work. Of course. You love the visuals. Visuals? I don't know. It's not nice not contending with work. There we go. That was the idea. I just thought Sunday would be better. Although, as I've said, I'm not sure it'll work once we get into spring, summer, and people are busy on Sundays. But we'll see. Stacey, it works great on Sundays. Good. Good. Views are pretty good. Where are we? 2, 3, 79. Nearly 300 people have tuned in this evening. Thank you very much. If you're watching, if you're a new subscriber, you're welcome. Hope you find some content here on the channel that works for you. Everything, I don't say this actually very often, but I should. We've just had a new subscriber. Thank you very much. I organise all the content here into playlists. So I know sometimes when you find a new YouTube channel and you think, oh, I like this or I like that, it can be very daunting wading through thousands of videos, because there's over 1,000 videos here on the channel. Everything is put into playlists. So if you have a particular topic regarding bass that you're interested in. So it might be you're interested in Billy Sheehan, or it might be Duran or Queen, or a particular brand of bass or particular style of bass, or maybe you've seen one of my videos from the Bass String Experiment and you want to see the rest of those videos. They're all put into specific playlists. So if you go to the front page of the channel, you'll see there's a section that says playlists, and then you click on it and it brings you a list of all the playlists. If you want to find multiple pieces of content along a similar topic, they will be in that playlist. That's the way to watch the stuff here on the channel. Because I know how daunting it is. Sometimes I find a channel and I really like it, or I like the person that runs it or what have you. And I go into their list of videos and it's like, where do I start? I'm not scrolling through 1,000 videos to find what I want to find. So if they organize it in playlists, it makes things a whole lot easier. Taylor, blurred version. I don't know, as it just my device or general picture. Blurred vision. It might be at your end. Anyone else got blurred visuals on this live chat? I don't know. Autocorrect doing its best to anger you. Okay. You reloaded now. See clearly. Okay, there you go. No, it's okay. It's all right. Good to know these things. Good to know these things. Just checking everything here. That's the horizontal feed. But don't forget, folks, we do have two separate feeds. We have a vertical feed and a horizontal feed. They run on their separate streams. So there's two separate videos. So if you're watching on a phone, you want the vertical feed. And if you're watching on a PC, laptop, Mac, or on TV or a tablet, you're going to want the horizontal feed. Okay. Marcus Aurelius. Hello. Good to see you. How you doing? We're talking bass guitars, bass players, bass gear, all that sort of thing. The guitars on the wall and in the racks will give it away. Yeah, all good. So the past couple of weeks I've mentioned there's a surprise coming up. It's still coming up. I can't tell you at all what it is. But it will be very evident when it happens. All right. So keep your eyes posted on the channel. Keep watching the community tab. I'll probably do a video when it's time to announce it all. Sorry, I'm a bit dry in the old Hobsons this evening. But needless to say, in about, where are we? Certainly within 5 weeks, all will be revealed. But until then, I've got to keep my mouth quiet. But there is a very nice surprise coming our way in a couple of weeks. So keep watching. That's all I'm saying. Not saying any more than that. But it will be very good. It will be very good for the channel. Hopefully be very good for all of you as well. That can go, actually. Got too many things open there, Michael John. Very good. Zuma, how about some whiskey and honey for that rasp? I think it's because I had pasta before we came on. And yeah, not drunk enough water today. There'll be a pint of that going down there when we finish. I sound fine, just like being a bad influence. Hey. Yes, so the video's doing rather well, isn't it? I checked the numbers earlier. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, Zuma and I are doing a sort of series of videos on Duran, and we just put episode 2 up on Thursday. These are all hosted on Zuma's channel, by the way. And it's doing rather well, I have to say. The first one was a surprise. That's still flying. And we're very happy with that. And then we put the second one up on Thursday, and that seems to be doing even better. It's doing better numbers in a shorter time, which is great. So if you've checked it out or you've commented, thank you very much. Giving it a thumbs up, super duper. I'll put the link to the latest video here. If you haven't seen it, feel free to check it out. Yeah, hit 200 views like nothing. Yeah, I saw that. Because I was out at the time, and by the time I got home, I was like, crikey, that's only been up a couple of hours. But it's the number of comments. We're on nearly 140 comments. 661 views, 79 thumbs ups. Folks, please give this live chat a thumbs up. If you'd be so kind. Where are we? There we go. One of those would be excellent. Costs you nothing, really helps the video, helps the channel, pushes this live chat through the algorithm. I thank you in advance. Gareth, not watched it yet, but it's on the list. Very good. You'll enjoy it. It's good fun. Electric Lowen, just had to deal with your brother's guitar. Guitarists give crap to their bass players, and yet can't even change their own strings and ask help from a bass player. I know that feeling. Yeah. Zuma, the comments are what I love too. It's the best when you hear from everyone. There's a thing about Duran stuff. It's like moths to a flame. You put anything up with a Duran reference. Oh, God, the old throat is dry. You put anything up with a Duran reference or some sort of link, and it just attracts people to it. I don't know why. But anyway, must be doing the world of good for your channel. So, yeah. Giving your channel a little kickstart. Get used to it. Everyone relies on us basis. Isn't that the truth? But yeah. But I was very surprised by the initial couple of hours performance. I thought, wow, that's good. That's good going. We'll have that. And how do you find, young Zuma, the voice replies? I love all that. I love all that. I get to do it here on the channel on certain videos. It's nice. It's a good touch. But I think they should leave it as it is. I mean, you don't want everyone else being able to leave voice replies because you'll end up getting nutcases on, just sort of swearing and stuff on your replies. But for us as creators, I think it works pretty well. Yeah, you have a blast using that feature. Me too. I like it. Now, I don't know how we're going to top it, but we've got to do Rio. So that's going to be, there's going to be a lot of stuff we can talk about. I'm not sure. I dread the job you've got in order to whittle that one down to an hour. Because there is so much we can talk about with that, really. You might have to speed the video up in editing so we can cram it all in. So maybe we'll talk at like 1.5 instead of 1 in terms of speed. Michael Anthony just learned Rio on bass. Bet you enjoyed that as a finger twister, isn't it? Not great at it yet. Wicked ghost notes. Learn it slowly and build the speed up over time. Once you know where the notes are and you can play them on autopilot, then you can add the speed to it. It's so fun. I predict its demise soon. What, our channel? Sorry, our series. I hope not. You're thinking we should split Rio in 2? No, I don't think we should, and I'll tell you why. Because when I watch VidIQ, Think Media, what have you, all of those channels say the same, and it's also why the live chats here on Brooks's Bass Corner became 3 hours long. YouTube likes longer content because if someone really likes your video or likes what the channel does, they will stay and watch. But also a longer piece of content allows YouTube to put more adverts in. And there was a correlation about 2 or 3 years ago, and I think it was VidIQ looked at this, that if you did an hour's video, the viewing numbers and the interaction was X. The longer that video went on, it became X plus 1 for every 30 minutes. So by the time you got to 3 hours, people were commenting more, watching more super chats, more super thanks, getting involved in the videos more. There were a couple of times when I did interviews in the early days of this channel, and I broke them into 2 halves because I didn't think people would watch more than 30 minutes. If someone likes your content and they like what you do on a channel, a 2-hour video will do much better than a 1-hour video in terms of how it performs within the algorithm. Now, I don't know if that's changed because, as we know, the algorithm changes on a sixpence constantly. But that was the general rule of thumb. And they were saying people who did live chats for more than 2 hours were seeing huge numbers. So if you did like a 4 or 5 hour live chat, that video would outperform everything else that's on that channel. So I don't know. Maybe go into some of your analytics and see how certain videos are doing. And are the longer videos performing better? I don't know. We can split it into 2. The thing is, we're dealing with one subject or one album. And the thing is, will people tune in for both halves of that video? I suspect with Duran, they probably will if they like what we do. So if they like the first part, they'll enjoy the second part. We can do it as an experiment if you want. I don't mind. Obviously, if we do it as 2 halves, you've got more time to spread those videos over in terms of editing and getting them out. But I will trust, well, it's on your channel. You can do what you like, but I'll trust your judgment. You're referring to the voice record. Yes. Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, right. Now I get you. Yes, it's so fun. You predict its demise. Yeah. Oh, the voice record feature will be gone probably by the end of today. Now, in our luck. Nathan Singer. Do you so any interesting fuzz or synth pedals this NAMM? Now, there's a thing. I haven't really gone into the. I said earlier on. There's been so much content thrown out in the past 3 days. It's hard to keep up with it all. But tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm going to go round all the manufacturers' pages and channels and round it all up. So next Sunday, I'll tell you because I'll have gone round it all. There is the Aguilar. They've done a new version of the Optimizer, the Octave Effect. They've also done a new version of their TLC compressor, but I've not checked anything else. So tune back in next Sunday, and I'll try and answer that one for you. Unless anyone else has seen. Gaz, have you seen any fuzz or synth pedals at NAMM? Other than what we already know gear-wise? Zuma, I certainly haven't seen all the NAMM videos yet, but it seems like the MXR bass synth pedal is still the one to get right now. Yeah, probably. I still haven't tried one yet. I will endeavour to do so. Right, let's just see how we're doing here. Thank you to new subscribers we've had this week. It's been, I tell you, subscriber numbers been up and down on a daily basis. Some days I'll get 6 in one hit, and then I'll lose 8, and then gain 4 and lose 2. I don't know what's going on, frankly. We've had nearly 450 views. Thank you very much, folks. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for getting involved. Right, what's Zuma saying here? Oh, yes. More of a studio thing, but I'm going to investigate the new TC Electronic Desktop Effects Unit thingy. Very good. It's the M100 at around 150 US dollars. Okie dokes. Keep us posted. Let us know how it operates, how it sounds. Are you going to do a video on it? It would make sense, really, wouldn't it? And obviously, anyone who's new to the channel, you need to check out Zuma's channel. It's quite fabulous. Zuma's Music, as you'll see his handle on the screen. I think if you're watching this on native YouTube, if you go to the 3 dots, it will allow you to jump out to his channel. Very good. It's a fine watch. He has a voice for voiceover work. I don't know how he opened those doors for him, but he really should. Or audio books. I think you should get into reading audio books. You can give up the teaching work. It's a career waiting for you, Zuma. And I'm not the only one that thinks it. Man, you'd love to do voiceover work. You should do a show reel. Do a voice reel. There's so much of it online now. Really. Electric Lowen, you had to make a cup of tea. That's all good. Success Craft. Hello, 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 hello. We're talking bass guitars. Great bass players. All that sort of thing. If I stand aside, you'll get the idea. Yep, we're talking bass guitars, aren't we? Come on in. It is approaching 8 o'clock here in London, here in the UK. Live chat 150 from Brooks's Bass Corner. You're very welcome. We're talking bass guitars, bass effects, bass amps, bass accessories, cleaning materials, strings, gig bags, cases, great bass players, albums with great bass playing on. We're talking NAMM 2026. What's my content? Bass guitars, as you can see. We're a bass channel, bass guitar channel. Feel free to get involved in the chat. If you don't know a lot about bass, but you think you might like to learn, then sit back, grab a cold one, enjoy the chat. It's all good. So, Zoom. I've read lots of people getting their Power Station box sets, and a few have said it's not that much better than the 2004 remaster. Not really enjoying the extra outlay. And some people have bought the CD box and the vinyl box. I didn't buy any boxes. I didn't really think there was going to be that much stuff in there worth outlaying for when I've already got 3 copies of the album, 2 on CD and 1 on vinyl. But yeah. Electric Lowen, not bass fishing. Nope, unless Mike gets a bass guitar that looks like a bass. No. I know those GIFs exist out there, obviously. Stacey, does anyone read the title of the chat? You sometimes wonder. But they're coming in from the live, from the vertical feed. That's why. Best Bass Channel. Thank you, Leo. Good stuff. Am I serious? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I've read on a couple of Duran things. Caleb, hey, a bottle of water. Yeah, I've got a pint of squash here, but I seem to have a little rasp at the back of my throat, so I'll clear that later on. I'm not doing that on camera. Zuma, I did like the live version of Some Like It Hot they previewed. Now, what did you think of those interviews I sent you? We're more likely to get the Millennium Falcon bass. Yeah, it's true. Yes. Yeah, I thought those interviews were great. I was talking to Stacey about this last night, but it was funny how both of those interviews I sent you and a few more I've read basically followed a script. And that is exactly what happened to me when I interviewed JT in 2015. Although there was no script, I came up with the questions, but he managed to steer that interview into the things he wanted to talk about. Now, what was funny about those Power Station interviews was it was almost section by section the same. So I don't know if that was how he led the interviewers into the conversation, or whether could well be either the Duran machine or the record company or whatever gave the interviews like a schedule. These are what you can talk about. I don't know. But anyway, they did read very similar, I have to say. You've almost done reading the Variety interview. Yeah. Electric Loan, or how about a DeLorean DMC-12? Well, quite. But yeah, it was... and actually, I was having listened to the 2004 remaster while I was doing some video editing last night. And it's still good, but I wish someone would remix the album. Murderous, you can't really hear the bass, really. I don't know what Jason Casaro and Bernard Edwards were doing on some of those tracks. Power Station had such great sounds, and in JT's interview, and he's saying, you know, Jason Casaro was one of the top engineers, producers at the time, for getting sounds and tones. And yet the bass tone on Murderous and a couple of the other tracks is just awful. Awful. It's almost like a sub bass rather than natural, you know, a mid bass tone that he would have got out of an Aria or the Kubicki's. And yeah, I'd like to hear a remix, but I suspect now this box set's come out, that'll never happen. I'd put it in the hands of Nile Rodgers and say, remix that album, and we'll see what will come out. Stacey, yes, it was rather formulaic. These are the John Taylor interviews we're talking about. The Variety interview was a little meatier. Yeah. But it's nice to read something new. Nice to hear his perspective on it 40 years later. Although I suspect, I'm sure it hasn't failed to register in John Taylor's brain that was 40 years ago. Clock's ticking. It's yeah, it makes you ponder, you know, what's next in the Duran canon, you know. Oh, how about DeLorean as a bass guitar? Well, now there's a thing. I'm sure it'll happen. Most things do. Stacey, yeah, we did that. Zuma, they were mixing for systems with huge speakers or something. Yeah, but they would have checked with the final mixes on smaller systems. And that bass on Murderous, and like I say, a couple of the other songs, it's almost like there is no bass. It's like there's a sub real low, but nothing to carry the thing along, you know. It is what it is. Mr. Tumners, the new UK Ashdown amps have got you salivating. UK Root Masters you see on your horizon. Well, very good. Give us a shout if you're going to buy some. Let us know how you get on. Let us know what the performance is like. Zuma, I'd spend some cash to hear those multi-track tapes. Yeah, wouldn't we all? Nathan, I don't need another bass, but the Sandberg Florence Nova looks amazing. Sandberg come out with some good stuff, really. I need to check in on their current offerings. I haven't looked at any stuff of theirs for a while. They don't send me anything for review. And kind of here in the UK, I mean, we can still get stuff through Guitar and Bass Direct and what have you. But since Alan Greensall stopped being the UK distributor, Synergy, for the Sandberg stuff, it's not fallen off the radar, but it's just not as prevalent everywhere as it was. Zuma, Get It On is such a sub-bass sound. You're totally right. Exactly. The standout part of that is Bernard playing the solo. That's the only part that the bass really stands out on that. It's weird. It's an odd choice of frequencies they went with on that mix. Yeah. As someone said, that's an album that sounds like a stash of cocaine and booze and late nights. So you wonder if maybe everyone's ears were up to the job at the time. I don't know. I don't know. And then you compare that with Arcadia and you can hear every detail. But that had Alex Sadkin at the desk, so no surprise there. Zuma, that's a video on its own. JT insists he played it despite the video evidence. Yeah. Does he insist he played it? I've never seen him say that. I've never seen him say that. Where's that? Because basically what we hear on the record is exactly what is on that video clip. Yeah. You'd think he'd remember about a video that they released, but maybe not. But yeah, I've never seen him insist that he played that slap part. Ah. Quite, Stacey. Yeah. Imagine they were hearing something different every day and night out on after a night on the lash and the snort. Quite. Zuma, it was on Ask Kate. It was an Ask Katie response that I can no longer find, despite me remembering I screenshotted it. I would be interested to know what the question was, and I wonder if he was quite spiky in his reply. Yeah, I'd like to see the original question. It's all good. It's 8:05 here. It's live chat 150 here on Brooks's Bass Corner, coming from London town here in the UK. Zuma, I recall the question was exactly that. Did you play the solo? Right. You might as well get to the nub of the question. Hey, there's no meandering around the outskirts on that one. I bet he had his nose put out of joint by that. What they should have said, what the question should have been was, is the solo that's on the album you playing it or Bernard because of the clip on the recording, the EPK video? Clearly, he's forgotten that. And the other thing is that solo sounds so unlike the rest of the bass track on that song. And that Yamaha stands out like a sore thumb. So it's very clear that that's not being played on the Aria or the Kabiki. It doesn't sound like a Kabiki at all. It certainly doesn't sound, to me, didn't sound like a part played on an Aria SB. But then again, if you put enough chorus on it and turn the treble up, maybe. You think it's a GNL? I thought it was a Yamaha. Now we all dive onto YouTube to find that clip. I thought it was a Yamaha, but let's have a look, shall we? Here we are. Anyone wondering what we're referring to? It's this. Let's have a look. Let's have a little look, shall we? That doesn't look like a GNL headstock to me. That looks like a Yamaha. Let's have a look. Come on, pan it round. Oh, it's hard to tell. It does have that control plate, but there were basses that had those. See, I think that's a... It looks like a Yamaha headstock, but you could be right. I don't know. Let's see if we get another shot of it. Just doesn't look like a G&L headstock, but it could be. Can't see see it from the front. Ah, Zuma, I think you're right. I think it's a G&L because one of those switches on the front has got the red plastic coating. It could be the original styled G&L headstock, which is more like the originals. Well spotted, sir. Ah, it's an L1000 is what it is. One big humbucker pickup midway between the bridge and the end of the neck, which makes sense, bearing in mind he was always a Stingray player. Yes, sir. Well said. Well spotted, my man. There we go. That's answered that one. Good spot, sir. It is GNL. Stacey, I'm sure it doesn't help matters that the video clip showing Bernard playing it while JT watches doesn't help matters. No, quite. Zuma, I was about to ask if it was a single or dual pickup GNL. Let's go look. Yep, there we are. Single humbucker. It's an L1000. It's not an L2K. It's an L1000. The classic GNL, not the eye gouger. Correct. Or the sharp point on the head. Yeah. Shrish Shetty, welcome. We're talking bass guitars, bass players. Yeah, there we go, Zuma. We got to the bottom of that. It's a GNL 1000, isn't it? And it wouldn't have been too far around that time that Stuart Spector went into that studio while they were recording that and gave Bernard, I think, his red NS2. Which he later used in the 90s. Well, actually, he had a number of NS2s. So I can't guarantee it was the red one. Unless I've got that from Stuart Spector when I interviewed him. But I do remember that Stuart Spector went to the studio to drop off Bernard's first NS2. Stacey, wow, Bernard had a GNL. There you go. You see, great minds, Stace. You see? You got an L2000. He had the 1000. Very good. Very good. It all works out eventually. Here's another one. JT also said that he asked Bernard to play bass on Get It On, but just not the solo. I mean, the whole thing about that project was interchanging singers, and they would be like the house band. They'd have different singers come in and sing different songs. Maybe JT was feeling a bit rough one day and just thought maybe we should have interchanging bass players as well. I don't know. There's a question. There's a question if I interview him again. The verse groove does sound like a single pickup bass, this L1000. Could be. Maybe. Again, how much is he going to divulge? I don't know. I don't know. That's putting a cat amongst the pigeons, that is. And to be fair, I'm wondering if the Kubicki isn't even on Some Like It Hot. It could well have just been the Arias. Because although he used the Kubicki when they did Saturday Night Live, by that point the album was finished. And if he didn't get that Kubicki until... Well, actually, that's a chat for me to have with Carla. Carla Clark, Phil Kubicki's ex-wife. But she'll know because she has all the dates and everything regarding all of this stuff. I may well contact her and ask her. See if she can put a bit more meat on the bones of that discussion. Excuse me. So have you got any questions? Fire away. We're here for, well, might be another 45 minutes. We'll see how the chat goes. If you got any questions about basses, bass guitars, bass amps, bass effects, great bass players, albums with great bass playing on, bass accessories, setting up a pedal board, setting up your basses, maybe going for your first audition as a bass player. If we can help in any way, let us know. Post your comment in the live chat window and we will do our best. And please, folks, give the video a thumbs up. I can't ask enough. I should maybe do a reminder across the screen every 5 minutes. I don't know. But please give the video a thumbs up because it helps the video, pushes the video through the algorithm, helps the channel, helps me. And that's how we do it. And don't forget, we have the super chat facility at the bottom of the live chat window. Rectangle with a dollar symbol, that's super chat. And underneath the video window, you'll find a love heart with a dollar symbol, and that's super thanks. They both work the same. Super thanks exists on every single video here on the channel. Super chat exists when we're doing the live chat. That's how it works. Zuma, always been of the opinion that it's the SB1000 100% on that album. You could well be right, except for Get It On. Okay. And the fact that he's using flat wounds on that video, because there isn't a particularly bright, as we've discussed, bass tone on that album anywhere, really. I'm wondering if he just had flats on it for the whole time. Because before that, he was a round wound player. But clearly something... I mean, he's probably using flat wounds on it because T-Rex used flat wounds on Get It On. So, as you've read in the interview, the whole premise of Get It On, which was the kind of the first thing they did, was that it was going to be his girlfriend, Bebe Buell, was going to be the vocalist on it. So he was thinking T-Rex, Get It On, oh, we'll do some flat wounds. And also the fact with Bernard as producer. And what did Bernard use? Flat wounds. So I guess there's all those sort of elements to the soup, if you think of it like that. She is the mother of Liv Tyler, correct? The Buell gal, exactly. But it's all good. It's all good. It's good. It's good chat. This. I mean, these are all points we will be bringing up when we do the Power Station album in our series. There's a lot to flesh out on that. Not entirely convinced yet if we'll do Power Station 2, though. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. That comes a bit further down the track. So on our basis at the moment, we're going up to and including Arcadia, 7 albums, 7 videos. Then after that, we got Notorious, Big Thing, Liberty, Wedding Album, Thank You. Then we would be doing Power Station 2 and Medazzaland. But if we don't do that Power Station album, number 2, we can... it gives us one space, which would take us Medazzaland, Pop Trash, and that would be the second set of 7. You see where I'm going with this? And then the third installment of videos would be Astronaut, Red Carpet Massacre, All You Need Is Now, Paper Gods, Future Past, Dance Macabre, and we're up to date. And then, if we want, put Power Station 2 at the end of it. I don't know. We'll see. But I just thought that was a very neat way of it seems like we're going to have batches of 7 videos. That's a neat way to do it. If we ended the second 7 with Pop Trash, it's a very neat sort of bookmark at the end. We'll see. Zuma, you do like their Taxman cover on Power Station 2. Bernard is rocking that one. He's good on the whole album, actually. There are some lazy moments. I mean, Andy's playing on it in places, isn't. He's very much into his rock thing by that point, and also he's got Luke Morley on there as well. He's sort of turned into that guitar god. Well, much earlier than that, of course, but on that album, there's some good stuff. There's a couple of good tracks. It's not an album I particularly listen to very often. There's maybe 3 songs I'd listen to. And some of it I just thought, let's get it on. I know Robert Palmer would have died to be doing that, but it doesn't really fit in with the whole concept of what that band is about. But by the same token, you could say Harvest for the World. Why was that on the first album? But I have picked up on the comments, though, about how they must have sort of panned out their set list when they were doing that Power Station tour, because they only had 8 songs, 2 of which were covers. So for an hour and a half performance, and apparently they had a couple of Duran songs in there, a couple of Michael DeBar songs, but a lot of the songs were fleshed out big time. It's like, crikey. But I bet that was an exhilarating show. But we didn't get to see it, did we? And did shows in the States, and that was the end of that. I thought it was quite that clip that went up on Duran Duran's Instagram, where Katie was asking John, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being definitely yes and 10 being definitely no, is there any chance ever of the still living members of the Power Station doing a performance? He went, absolutely not. It's a 10. It will never happen. So there we are. But then there's that conversation we've had before in other weeks about, Arcadia never did a tour. What a missed opportunity that was. But there we are. Stacey, Buell and Pamela DeBar, ex of Michael DeBar, was certainly a part of the groupie scene back in the day. It was a different time, wasn't it? A very different time. If anyone's got anything they want to ask me and Zuma about those 2 Duran Duran videos we've done, feel free. Throw your questions in. We'll try and answer as much as we can. I do think, young Zuma, we should do a live chat. Maybe at the end of the first 7. Maybe. We could do a live chat or a couple of live chats if people... It might be good. It might fall flat on its arse. We don't know. But we could try it, couldn't we? You're down for that. Very good. We can do that. We can do it by the YouTube mobile app. It's called Duo. And we'll be able to have us both on screen at the same time. That'll be a fun couple of hours, won't it? And we will be bombarded by other people who will claim that they know stuff we don't. And it'll be like, oh, here we go. But that's fine. That's all part of the chat as well. That's what keeps it going. It could be good. I'll see if I can get Bernie to come on board and sort of monitor the messages and see if he can flesh anything out that we miss. It is 21 minutes past 8 here in London. It's not where Zuma is. It's 21 minutes past 12 where he is. He's still in his pajamas probably. But you're very welcome. It's live chat 150 here on Brooks's Bass Corner. We're talking bass guitars, bass players. We're having a bit of a Duran Duran Power Station chat at the moment. If you wish to contribute, feel free. As long as they know the 3 Taylors are unrelated, we'll forgive them for the rest. It's amazing that you still get people that do ask that question. Are they related? Are they brothers? No. No. Stacey, here's a thing. I believe Duran Duran See Me Repeat Me from the early days is the basis for Faster Than Light, correct? It may very well be recycled from that. I think so. I think that is the general acceptance. Yeah. Well, we did say that once we've done this first 7, if there was enough demand for it and people's comments were such that we could go into greater detail into those albums, it might be that we would have to do that as like an all-in-one episode, because as Zuma will attest, these things take ages to edit and go through, and they eat up your life, and it's very hard, as we've found. We've only done 2 episodes, trying to stick to a schedule with this because our life just gets in the way. So to do 7 episodes and then go back and go even deeper on each episode might be a bit tough. But if we did like a wrap up episode, that's a possibility. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. These things are all options on the table. It's just a break away from the regular stuff that Zuma has on his channel. It's something different for his viewers and subscribers to watch, so it's all good. The worst was a video I saw where they spent the entire time describing Roger Taylor's wealth, but they were actually describing Queen's Roger Taylor. That's good, That's good. That's a cracker, that. There was actually a video on YouTube about 6 months ago, and I responded to it. And basically, someone had set up a channel, and they were obviously trying to do a bit of a Queen channel. And they were using the script, if you like, the timeline that was in Bohemian Rhapsody as truth. And I posted on there, I said, this is a load of old rubbish. I said, you are claiming that Freddie only did Live Aid because he was dying of AIDS. I said, he didn't know he had that until, it wasn't confirmed until 87. There's potential that he might have had an inkling in 86, but he certainly didn't know that in 85. And they were going, oh, well, the band was about to split up. No, I lived through that period. Queen had just were on tour in New Zealand and Australia and Japan leading up to Live Aid. They hadn't split up. They were just on a rest. They just had a huge album and a world tour. Although they didn't tour in America, apart from South America for Rock in Rio. And I called the guy out. I said, mate, research your facts. I said, he'd basically done a voiceover on this video as a script, and it was just following the timeline of things as they were in Bohemian Rhapsody. I said, no, this is bad journalism, bad research. I said, you can find all this stuff out. Queen weren't about to split up. Yes, they weren't in the greatest place as a band, but you're just following the narrative that was written in Bo Rap. And I got loads of people that obviously clearly follow this guy's channel, subscribe to it, absolutely tore me off a strip. You can write what you like, guys. I was there. I lived through it. So, go back into the Queen fan club magazines. You can find them all online and read all their letters and the news stuff. There was no mention of any of this. That's conjecture. And you're taking the script from Bohemian Rhapsody as fact. Well, it's been said many times. That script was written by Hollywood screenwriters. Brian and Roger had to go along with it because they weren't the ones putting up the money for it to be made. So if you take that script in Bohemian Rhapsody as fact, sorry, you're very badly mistaken. But people do. They put stuff up as a video aiming to get, Queen were about to split up before Live Aid. Well, maybe they were, maybe they weren't, but it certainly wasn't as this guy was portraying it. It certainly wasn't how it was portrayed in Bo Rap. So, go and read a few Queen books. You'll soon realise that wasn't the case. Sorry, I get on my high horse over these things. I don't like people not researching stuff and then claiming stuff is factual and it's not. You just haven't got off your backside and had a look. And there's no lack of material for these things. You can do your research. I'll get down off my soapbox now. It is 27 minutes past 8 here in London town. It's 25th of January 2026. Live chat 150 here on Brooks's Bass Corner. Coming towards the end of January. I'll be pleased when we get in the spring. Oh, yes. So what's next up on your channel, Zoom? Are you doing some Duran tracks? Got any play-alongs? Bass analyses? What's next on the production line? Let's just check all the analytics. Any additional subscribers? No, we're good. We are good. The new videos had 40 views. The new gig vlog. Thank you very much. If you've watched it, please feel free to leave comments on it. Much appreciated. I will respond to those as soon as I see them. Let's just see if there's any. Actually, no, we're good. Analytics, where are we here? 381.5. There are nearly 600 people watching these 2 streams. Thank you very much. Welcome on board. Feel free to get involved in the chat if you wish. Got any questions about basses, bass guitars, bass players, bass gear, how to play bass, all of that. We're here to help. Zuma, inspired by Stacey comment, I believe I will do a To The Shore analysis. There you go. See? Ask and he will provide. There we go. Well done, sir. I think you should do an analysis of your night boat the first time you recorded that when you were a kid. I think you should do that. You might need to clean the audio up a little, though. But I think that's a sterling performance. Well done, sir. Oh, I've got tapes of me playing bass when I was, oh, God, 16. I don't think there's anything from my first 9 months, thank God. But there is from July 88, a whole gig's worth. Good Lord. There you get Stacey's there you go. Brilliant. She's very happy with that. Well done, Zuma. Responding to the requests of your audience. Fabulous. If you look at the cassette tape carefully, I saw there were a few. You'll see I tried other. Yeah, I did. I saw that. It's very good. Well done, sir. Well played. Your planet Earth is all 8 notes. Dun 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 dun. Yes. That's all right. Look, we all had to start somewhere. You can't be born with techniques to play all these things straight off the bat. It's work. It's work. But I have to say, I do like in our videos where you do your little show people how to play certain riffs. It's good. It's good. Breaks it up. It's very good. You played it like metal. What, like Steve Harris? Zuma Harris. There we go. Give the people what they want. Correct. Hairband metal. I mean. Oh, okay. Right. I got it. Dun, 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 dun. Galloping horses. Very good. We've had lots of comments tonight, I have to say. I'm going to have a quick look at the top fans. Let's see what we got here. Stacey's top. You got 1,200 points. How about that? I'm just going to refresh it, make sure that's an up-to-date thing. Yeah, that's that one. I'll quickly go into the horizontal stream. We'll have a quick look there. Oh, no, that can't be right. That's because I haven't refreshed that. Sorry, just bear with me a moment. Right, that needs to be that. And then we go. Ah, it's because those are the people watching on widescreen. Very good. Very good. There's a difference. Must be that sticker. Yes, possibly. Zuma, did you ever figure out if merging the comments was possible? No, because I ran out of time last week before last week's live chat. Because if you remember, we did it on Saturday, and I haven't had a chance this week. It has been flat out mental here at Brooks Towers. I will try and do that this week. I'll put an alarm on my phone. I need to go into regular YouTube, native YouTube, and I'll do a test run. Stacey, if you can give me 10 minutes of your time in the week, we'll do a test. I'll make it unlisted so people can't see it, and I'll see if that if going by native YouTube on the mobile app does that, because I now see that they're doing something similar. But there's something where I have to go into the stream studio as opposed to the regular studio, and I have to use encoder links to tie the two streams together. Apparently it takes a little bit of work. It's not simple, but it can be done. So I'll look at that this week if I can. Sure, very good. Okay, I will look into that, young man. See if we get some sort of definitive solution for that. There we are. It is 25 to 9. Live chat 150 here on Brooks's Bass Corner. Hope you're all safe and well. We'll go for another. Well, we normally go till the top of the hour, but we'll see how we go. See how we go. You let me know, Zuma, when you want to do the Rio episode. I put it in the calendar. We'll get it sorted out. It's going to be the big one. Got to do a bit of research for that one. You're going to have to look into how. Well, one thing I do want you to look into is how many actual releases of that album there are. Whether it's vinyl, CD, cassette, or everything and in between. It has to be one of the albums ever that has so many multiple versions, remasters, regional releases. Hey Andy, how you doing? Good to see you. Coming to us all the way from Australia. Friend of mine. Actually, I met up with a friend of mine on Thursday, which is why I wasn't able to help you with the launch of the video on Thursday, Zuma. A friend of mine who I used to be in a band with between the tail end of 1998 and the summer of 2000. I haven't seen him since I was in Melbourne with Bonnie Tyler in 2006. Was here in London this week. He flew back to Oz this morning with his family, and he and I went out for some drinks and a catch up on Thursday. And yeah, back on his way back to Oz. Sunny Oz, I guess. It's your summer there at the moment. Australia Day. Well, quite. There we are. Yeah. Zuma, speaking of, where's the other Andy? Andy. No, I haven't heard from him in a while. I think he's having a bit of a rest. Also, he does his radio shows. I think he does one on a Sunday night. I think. I don't know. Haven't spoken to him for a while. I will check in on him. We will see. Happy Australia Day indeed to all the Aussies out there. What's happening with you, Andy? What's going on? Any new base occurrences? There's a couple of new videos here on the channel. I've put 2 gig vlogs up this week. Well, say they're new. They're new in terms of them being on the channel. They aren't recent. They were from April last year. Andy, Sire M6 in your hands now. Excellent stuff. Very good. Is that a new acquisition since Christmas? Yeah, that gig vlog that's gone up today, it's taken its time to sort of kick into life. It's going slow. It's going on slow time. But there we go. How are we doing there? That is, we're doing 600, nearly 650 views of this live chat tonight. Excellent. Thank you, folks. Thank you for your continued support. Most welcome. It's your first new axe, headless 5-string. Excellent. Good stuff. Has it got, does it allow you to use regular strings and use grub screws at the end? So you have a choice of double ball or single ball. Like with the statuses, stati. Oh, there is a little announcement I've got for you. Just bear me a moment, folks. We were talking about Brooks's Bass Corner merch earlier. There's a little something going on this week. Just bear with me a moment. I'll get you the correct date. So I just need to scroll through Spreadshirt. There's a promotion currently running. Yeah, there's a promotion currently running until, he says, as he clicks on things very quickly, trying to get through. Right, there's a promo going on at the moment. Anytime today's good. Right, 20% off, which is running from the 20th to the 25th. So it ends today, right, at midnight. So if you want to help the channel, Brooks's Bass Corner merch, 20% off. However, I'm looking at the screen at the moment. On the 30th and the 1st, so 30th is, oh my goodness, helps if you get the diary on the right date, Mike. So this Friday coming and Saturday, the 30th of January. Oh, hang on, we got, it's 3 days. It's over the whole weekend next week. So from Friday up until midnight on Sunday going into Monday. So the 30th, 31st and the 1st. Is that right? They're doing a payday sale at the end of the month. So, don't get this very often, 30% off all Brooks's Bass Corner merch across both sites, all the items, 30% off. So if you've been waiting to buy a t-shirt or a hoodie or a cap or whatever in the merch store, Mark King quote t-shirt, Chris Squire quote t-shirt, Lee Sklar quote t-shirt, Nathan East quote t-shirt, 30% off next Friday, next Saturday, next Sunday. I will post on the community tab when it goes live. So if you've been holding on thinking, oh, there'll be a bigger discount, I think 30 is the most I've ever seen. And there's one coming up at the end of this month. So if you want to help the channel, help me, all the Brooks's Bass Corner merch will have 30% off next Friday, next Saturday, and next Sunday. Help a poor man eat. Hey. Andy's saying, bought that bass just before Christmas. Cool. Standard strings only. Okay. The new Ibanez basses look sick. Yes, they do. Yeah, liking them. Your mate Craig at Bass Lessons. I know Craig at Bass Lessons Melbourne just reviewed a few of them. Cool. Very good. 50th anniversary Stingrays are insane. I'm not keen on those gold finishes. Not floating my boat. There was one that I did see which kind of had a sienna burst and gold hardware. Quite like that. That looks my sort of thing. But they're all, because they've got 2 separate gold finishes, haven't they, on the bodies and headstocks. Not for me. I like gold hardware on a bass. Can't say I'm particularly keen on an all gold bass. There's Gareth's saying much the same. Leo's saying he thinks the gold finish looks like plastic. I mean, they'll be collectible. They, you know, in the Stingray or the Music Man canon, they will hold their value and go up. But the thing with those sort of things, if you take them out on gigs, you're getting damaged or dinged, you've lost a load of the value. So you tend to buy those sort of things. You know, Music Man collectors buy those sort of things. And then they keep them in the case, they put them away and hold on to them. Unsurprisingly. Can't blame them for that. But there's been some nice looking stuff at NAMM this year. The companies are releasing. Whether I'll get anything here until the channel kind of hits 10,000 subscribers, it's a bit hard. But every time I approach companies, they just go, "You don't have enough subscribers." It's like, don't worry about the subscribers. Look at the views on the videos. That's what you're going on. But there are so many other big bass channels. It's a bit hard to get seen on that front. But we venture on, you know. Gaz, basses are meant to be played, not wall art. Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. But those Stingray one-offs and very limited editions, they have value. I've seen it so many times. Great if you can use them. But unless you're a name and you've got crew to look after you and your gear, chances are you'd end up taking it somewhere and it'll get a ding somewhere along the line. So, like I say, once you start, that starts happening, you lose the value, the inherent value in them. So, got to look after them. Oh, get rid of these Spreadshirt tabs. Very good. It is 8:45. We're going to do another 15 minutes and then we'll call it an evening. So if you've got any questions, any comments, fire away. Get them in the live chat window and we'll try and deal with them as quick as we can. Let's be having them, gang. Off to see New Purple Celebration this Friday. Very busy, very good Prince tribute. Their final show is this Friday. They've been going for something like 20 plus years. The trumpet player in the band is Adept in Uncle Funk's Disco Inferno, Decades of Dance. And when they announced the dates, I said, oh, I'll come to that. And I realised about 3 weeks ago I hadn't bought my ticket. So off to see her and the gang on Friday at Shepherd's Bush Empire. Looking forward to it. They're on a tour at the moment. Loads of the shows in around the country have sold out. I think they're doing tomorrow. Is it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Yeah, doing 4 nights, I think, at Pizza Express in Holborn. And then Friday is the last show, Shepherd's Bush. So can't wait. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. Arguably the finest Prince tribute, aside from the Revolution. But yeah, I've not seen them before. I've just seen clips. And she was on a gig with us last year. And she said, oh, by the way, just let you know, we're winding up in January. So if you want to come and see us, you need to come and see us soon. It's like, okay. So looking forward to that. Getting my Prince t-shirts ironed. Before I decide which one I'm wearing. And looking forward to that on Friday. May even make a day of it and pop into the Bass Gallery in Camden. If I've got time. We'll see. Got a lot of stuff going on over the next couple of weeks. So, Yeah, Gaz, you were tempted with Bruce Foxton tickets, but going off recent videos I've seen, I'm glad I didn't. Okay, okay. See, I've got mixed messages about that. I thought he had retired. I thought he announced last year that that was it. He wasn't going to play live anymore, or was that just with the Jam? From the Jam. Um, but yeah, seems to have sorted out whatever health issues he may have had, and decided he's going to come back and tread the boards. So I don't know the full story there. Oh, we've had another subscriber. Thank you very much. If you're watching, welcome aboard. Good to have you along. It's all good. Just checking all of this. Yep, that's good. That's fine. That's working. Stream health is good. Splendid. Yeah, other than that show, there's nothing. I'm going to see Richard Marx in October, which is quite a way away. Other than that, I've got nothing ticket wise for the rest of this year at the moment. A lot of the bands I like and follow haven't announced any dates for this year yet. So in the UK, so we will see how it all pans out. Mm-mm. So what have people got coming up? Whether it's gigs, practice, buying new gear, going to gigs, let us know. I've got so many channel jobs to do for the channel. Got to put my foot down on the gas this week and rattle through a load of them, and then we can get through to some new content, new ideas. Got a couple of series that I'm thinking about, and got to get the podcast out as well. So it's all a matter of filming and editing. Gaz, think he didn't want to gig as often as From the Jam were doing due to health. Right, okay. And he also wanted to do some of his solo and Stiff Little Fingers material. Right, that all makes sense. Thank you. Thank you for that insight. Splendid stuff. A font of knowledge, Gareth. So, going on the little poll that I put up 2 weeks ago, asking what you find people would like to see demoed, and I gave you 4 choices. I haven't even looked at it for a day or two. Let me just check. It was looking like the Alembic, followed by the Spectre NS2, followed by the GNL, followed by the T-Bass. But there were some changes. I think the Spectre and the Alembic were joint. They are. And in fact, the GNL and T-Bass now are drawn. For talk about give me a conundrum, folks. It's had 152 votes, and yeah, the Alembic and the Spectre are joint on 32%, and the GNL and Trace Status T-Bass are joint on 18%. If you don't know what I'm talking about, if you go onto the community tab of this channel, Brooks's Bass Corner, scroll down to, it says 2 weeks ago. It's a post after the Chris Childs photo. You'll see there's a poll there. And I basically gave you people the opportunity to vote for which basses you wanted demoed first, when I'm running a load of bass demos coming up. And for quite a while, the Spectre NS2 was miles ahead of anything. And then all of a sudden, there was a bit of a voting surge for the Alembic, and it brought it back into line. And then for the past week and a half, the Alembic has been reasonably ahead of the Spectre, and now it's, well, as I say, joint, both on 32%. So if you want to cast your vote, if you haven't already, then feel free to do so. As I say, go into the community tab of the channel, and you'll find it there. FXHX5551. I just finished up a big work of script writing for a storyline for your friend's game. Okay, very good. We're talking bass guitars, my friend. And you've got 7 minutes before we finish. But I'm very pleased for you. And I suggest you have a large pint of beer to celebrate finishing your script. Gaz, most people don't realise Bruce Foxton played with Stiff Little Fingers for 15 years, which is longer than he was with the Jam, correct? Oh, yes. It was a different time. Zuma, I vote for the Alembic. I got to run to 1 p.m. appointment later. Thank you, sir. I will speak to you soon. Have a good week. Take care of yourself. Keep watching the results on that video. I keep checking in every day, so it's good. It's all fine. Okay, give it another couple of minutes and then we'll wind down for the evening. If you've got any questions, any comments, put them in the live chat window. I'll try and rattle through them as quick as I can. So next week, Sunday again. In fact, I think the next couple of Sundays, aren't we? Yeah, throughout February, every Sunday. Until we get to... oh, yes, no, it doesn't matter now because that's... Sorry, I was keeping Mother's Day spare, but it looks like I'm going to be here for Mother's Day anyway, so fine. Very good. Very good. And then we'll take a look at things at the end of March, see how the channel and the live chats are doing, and we'll plan accordingly. And in a couple of months, if we're still doing live chats at that time, I will probably be bringing a live chat live from Portugal, where I'll be doing an ABBA gig, because there's a Sunday where we're flying out on that Sunday. So we will see. Gareth got first rehearsal with the Bowie tribute on Wednesday. Good luck, sir. Enjoy it. Make sure those songs are under your fingers. Do a good job. You've had a couple of weeks to get all of that prepped, so you should be fine. Enjoy. Is the Fender coming out on that, the new Fender? He's gone to sleep. Yeah, what's the bass of choice for this, Gareth? What are you taking? I'm guessing that new Fender you bought will cover all the basses for that. Yep, we'll take the new P and your old one or a Jazz as backup. Take all three. And once you're playing with the live band, you'll know what's fitting in the frequency space. What fits when you're practicing at home to the original records will probably be very different to the live band, especially depending what gear the drummer's using, how he tunes his drums, what the guitarists are doing, what the keys are doing, all of that. So take all three and you're covered. You may find the new one with the P and J just covers everything. The others are just backups. Having said that, you may find the P, your standard P, does the job. But I don't know how your old one and the new one, when it's set pan to the P pickup, how they compare. So if you go in armed for the first rehearsal, you'll know. And by the second one, you'll know whether you need to take all three or just one or two. It's all good. Okie dokes, folks. It's just coming up to 9 o'clock here in London. I'm going to bid you farewell. Thank you very much for a very enjoyable Sunday evening here on Live Chat 150 on Brooks's Bass Corner. There's going to be a load of videos going up this week. Thank you for all your comments. Thanks for all the thumbs up, all the new subscribes. If you're watching this after the event, feel free to carry on the conversation. If you leave comments, I respond to them as soon as I get a notification from YouTube to say that you've left a comment. I'm pretty good like that. So new videos going up this week. There'll be some more gig vlogs. I'll try and get some of those demos up as well. I think what else? There's all sorts. Keep your eyes posted on the community tab. It's pretty much where I post everything now. Facebook can't be relied on to post anything that's time sensitive, so most of the time I don't bother anymore, because it can be 6-7 days until you get the notification, which is a bit pointless really. Same with Instagram, does a similar thing. You post something, some people see it, some people don't. Stacey, you enjoyed the Prince enjoy the Prince tribute show. I will. Give us a lowdown next Sunday. I'll do that. So as we wind down, if you're on the horizontal feed, then there'll be a video link in a second, and that will take you through to the bass collection video. So if you want to take a check of my collection as it was 3 years ago, there's a few more basses to add to it now, but that video will be right there. If you're on the vertical stream, you'll see the graphic pop up right here. Okay, so that video is there for your enjoyment. Enjoy, take a watch. It's about an hour long, so check it out, and hope you enjoy it. On that note, have a great week, folks. Enjoy your playing. If you're out gigging, take it easy. Be careful on the roads. It's going to be cold and wet and all of that. But otherwise, I will see you next Sunday for Live Chat 151. Take it easy. See you soon.